This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, get ready to get extreme, because it's Saw 2. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Erik Soska.
Chris Cabin.
And we hate movies.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Sometimes that is what
Zombies have entered the building. They're at the door. They're coming in. They're coming in.
It is time to keep your appointment with the command. Keep your appointment with the command.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
You sick fucks. You've seen one too many.
Nah, Sid! Don't you blame the movies! Movies don't create psychos! Movies make psychos more creative!
An excellent day for an exorcism.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, this is sadly the final week of the 2020 Halloween Spooktacular.
That's right. You tuned in. TWONING.
You twoned in. Twone. You to quone something.
Wait, what's going on?
Two. We're still loving the twos here.
That's
and,
right. This is a two.
This is a two. This is Saw 2 from Aught 5, directed by Darren, Lynn, Bousman. You know everything you need to know about this movie from the production company logo because, oh, Twisted Pictures, get right out of my face.
Twisted.
Oh, it's barbed wire and it's twisting.
Oh, back in Aught 4 and Aught 5, we had twisted horror movies, you know, don't you know? Back in the early aughts, we did some twisted Saw films.
It is stunning to me. We did the first Saw movie a few spooktaculars back, and it was weird revisiting that. And I remember mentioning on that episode how, even though there's some like extreme violence in that movie and all that stuff, it's not torture porn. And like literally a year later, just to see the torture porn fly gleefully off the screen with this movie, it's so awful.
Well, they took all the wrong notes.
Yep.
They're like the worst parts of the first one are what they decided to base the rest of it on.
Right.
Because like the first one is like, I mean, I still don't like it. I have no desire to ever see it again. But I could see people liking it. It's like a two-hander. It's kind of a Twilight Zone-y, like, how did these two men end up in a room kind of a thing. And
absolutely.
And that's the tension. And it's not exactly just another slasher, which is why it caught on, I imagine.
Yeah, no, it was something different. And I totally get it. Like, I totally get why that movie exploded at Sundance. The sequel was greenlit, I think I read, like, based off of the Sundance reaction.
I mean, I just want to say, like, as a calling card movie, it's perfect.
Calling card for whom?
For James Wan and for Lee Wynell.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like you took a very small budget, and like this is exactly what studios always look for, is guys with very low budgets who can do a lot. And they did this thing and it blew up immediately. So that's why, like, I forget what Wan was working on at the time that he couldn't direct this.
I think it's Dead Silence, which I accidentally kind of watched this. I have my own little, me and my wife do a spooktacular of our own, and we were like just looking for something to watch.
Accidentally watched it.
I did kind of, because I was always curious about it.
Did a doll come alive in your house and turn it on, or like?
It's the puppet movie, right?
Yes, the accident was agreeing to watch it, I think, and not like by the two of us. I mean, it wasn't her idea or my idea. It was just there, and I was like, let's do that stupid puppet movie, and it is irredeemably dull.
What does the puppet do, man?
It's just like it's an evil puppet, but it's like a haunted old lady situation.
Ventriloquist dummies, I think specifically too.
Yes, it was like a creepy old lady was a ventriloquist who died and made all of her puppets evil or something.
Pre Annabelle. This is but this isn't Annabelle in Dead Silence.
Maybe.
What are we talking about? Are you serious?
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
I mean, I don't remember. I've seen the last, I want to say, like, 20 minutes of dead silence. It was a time where my dad totally surprised me. This is, I don't know if anybody can hear this. It's perfect. We're recording this on Wednesday, October 21st. There's fucking fireworks going on outside. These fucking sacks of shit.
Well, no, we were talking about dead silence in the year 2020,
Right.
and somebody got really excited about it.
Well, I mean,
like,
I'm
what?
glad-
Oh my God, they're talking about it.
They're doing it finally. Dad, get the fireworks we specifically have for this occasion.
But Chris, thank you for mentioning the MCU here, the Mattel cinematic universe. That the fact that there's an Annabelle, all these little doll movies are connected.
Yes.
Wait, so your dad surprised you?
Oh yeah, no. So it was one of those things. Like my parents, like after
I thought
like,
your dad was shooting fireworks off. By the way,
no. My dad does not care for fireworks. That runs in the family. But no, it was a weird, like when I graduated high school, all of a sudden I think my parents were like, let's get all the movie channels. Like we famously growing up, we just had like HBO was like the one thing. And that even took till like everybody telling you how cool The Sopranos was. And then we got HBO. Like it was often on HBO. And then it was finally like Sopranos. Okay, we're going to get HBO for real and keep it. And not just do like summer trials and whatever. So anyway, cut to years later, it's like some random, the MGM movie channel 4 or whatever these endless things are. And my dad just lands on the last 20 minutes of dead silence. And I'd never seen it, but I sort of immediately recognized what it was because it was the dummy like from the poster and shit. And I'm like, all right, he's going to change this channel.
Well, son, I got to be honest with you. I just always liked doll horror movies. I love magic. You know, Anthony Hopkins is brilliant in it. I really took to dolls, Stork Gordon's beautiful dolls. I thought it was a beautiful motion picture, as well as the Devil Doll, the original of all the doll movies.
Right.
what about Doll Man?
Also, a undersung, Eric, undersung masterpiece.
He's just the size of a doll, though, dude. That's not a toy. That doesn't count.
But he's
that's
named
stolen
Doll
valor.
Man.
It's dolls and it's horror, Andrew, my son. Okay.
I don't know why you have my father talk like this. But anyway, the point was he never changed the channel. And if there was ever
loved
a
it.
moment for my dad to be like, what is this shit? And like move on, it was fucking dead silence. And he didn't do it. My dad watched 20 minutes of the dummy movie and didn't say a word.
And the ending isn't even that great. You know who's in that movie, by the way? And to bring this into what the hell we're supposed to be talking about, Donnie Wahlberg playing a different detective.
Really?
Oh, man.
Really?
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Oh, man, I thought you voiced a doll.
It's not the same detective. What is the detective in this? Dave Matthews is his name.
Erik Matthews, which I kept thinking, if you're a Boy Meets World fan, that's the name of the older brother, and you keep going, well, Detective Matthews, and I just keep imagining Mr. Feeney being like, hello, Detective Matthews.
Oh, hello there, Detective Matthews. Your brother Corey is tied up somewhere. Try to find him by passing one of my tests. That's right, my history test.
I'm going to have to tap out of this one. I've never seen an episode.
Oh yeah, I don't know it either.
Of Boy
Yeah.
Meets World?
Not a single one.
It's fine.
Well, let's go back to Detective Dave Matthews then. You know, Jigsaw, open up. What was that song he does? Like, open up my door.
What? Open up.
That's a Dave Matthews song.
Oh, open up my something and
you got
a little
me.
baby.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right.
Let
Okay,
me
little
out.
baby,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think it's So Much to Say, I believe is the tune.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So much to saw, so much to saw, so much to saw, so much to saw. Saxophone solo.
Crash into a pile of needles.
There we go.
See, this is sort of something.
And we are tripping junkies. Yeah, I mean, another like any kind of warning sign you can take for Saw 2. Another one being this was based off a script that Bousman like couldn't get produced, and then it was like, oh,
Wonder why.
yeah, well, and then it's like, well, we'll get your buddy Lee back, and you guys can refigure it and just, I don't know, make it a Saw sequel. Fuck it. Who cares?
For a while, I guess Wanell was working with Juan on something, but then became free, so he has a co-writing credit on this. But like Bousman, the only other thing he's known for is that Repo musical thing that I couldn't be bothered.
Oh,
No.
Repo the
Okay.
Genetic Opera?
Yeah, I did. I've never seen it.
Yeah, no, I never bothered.
I think-
Even with the temptation of that being an Anthony Head movie.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the temptation, I had it on Netflix for about 5.5 months, the disc, and I never watched it.
I mean, it's quite the cast. It's Anthony Head, who is Giles from the Buffy TV show, Paul Sorvino, Paris Hilton, Bill Moseley, of course.
Oh, yes.
You know, giving you tons of reasons to want to watch this movie.
So this movie, which you don't want to watch, it is. I mean, we start very Saw-ishly, where you're like, okay, this is Saw 2, because we're just like, what do you call it there? It's a guy wakes up with a very similar mask as the one the lady Amanda was wearing in the first film there.
Right, Shawnee Smith.
Yes.
The great Shawnee Smith.
Mm-hmm. And in this, like, she's really terrified in this movie because Becker hasn't been seen lately. And Bob is calling around asking for him.
You know, you are on this high horse about Boy Meets World, and you're throwing Becker bombs my way? No way.
You don't know.
He's been throwing Becker bombs for a couple years now, to be honest with you.
Dropping the Beck bombs. But no, Chris Cabin was the one that said, I don't know Boy Meets World. And I was just patiently letting it die.
I'm very impressed at how good you do my laugh, Erik. I'm Bowser, apparently.
Well, I mean, today is an abnormal day for me. I was really hungover this morning, and it's Wednesday.
Nice.
Anybody? Maybe we can get a sound drop for Becker bombs.
Becker bombs. I'll have to get it. I'll put it in the soundboard.
Yeah,
I've seen like 41 minutes of Becker total. That stretched over like 5 episodes.
Yeah, you know, we can talk Becker if you like. I mean, what the interesting thing about Becker for me, as someone who lived in Astoria, Queens, like you guys also did, they would double exteriors in Astoria, Queens to be the Bronx. How do you feel about that, Steve?
I mean, you know, it's all the same. It's all shit.
Okay, expand on that.
How have you ever like waited for your car to be inspected and not seen more than one episode of Becker? Because that's where you see most Becker is waiting for your car to get fucking fixed.
That is a waiting room sitcom. I mean, I don't know, because I've also never. I mean, I've seen it insofar as like you turn on the television and whatever channel you left it on, CBS or whatever the fuck, it's like, oh, now they're playing Becker, and now I'll change the channel.
Yeah, full disclosure, I got paid to watch Becker, so I watched the entire show pretty much in quality control back previous life.
I was gonna say what I know Shawnee Smith from is A, who is Harry Crumb, and B, that Blob remake with that rules.
Yes,
yes.
The 1988 with is it Matt Dillon?
Kevin Dillon.
Kevin
Yes.
Dillon.
Yes.
Del Close plays a priest or something.
Yes, indeedy. It's a good one, folks.
I just remember her from Armageddon, from that pretty funny bit she has with Steve Buscemi, where she's got he's like hitting on her at a bar, and like she just got engaged. She tells her it's a fake. He tells her it's a fake diamond, and she's instantly like, "Oh fuck, I've made a huge mistake," kind of a thing. It's a fun reaction.
It's we will one day have to probably do Who is Harry Crumb, because it is a secret Jim Belushi movie. Also, he has a cameo in it.
That's right.
When he tries to eat cherries with Harry Crumb and it does not go well.
Shawnee Smith is also. I don't remember. This might be her. She's definitely in Summer School. No, dude, we're done talking about Becker.
Becker bomb.
Get your fucking Becker bomb artillery and leave it for another day.
Summer School, that was fun.
Yeah, no, she's definitely in Summer School. She might be like the teen that gets pregnant at one point in the movie.
I think that's her. Yeah.
Yeah, totally classic movie, except for that fucking maniac Kirstie Alley's in it.
Yeah.
But
that's its one problem. Otherwise, it's perfect. It's Citizen Kane.
It's a movie where the kids convince the teacher to let them screen Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the classroom. It's awesome.
I understand.
So anyway, this motherfucker is like a cop snitch, and he's got this helmet on his head, and if he doesn't find the fucking key, it's going to snap shut. Whoop-de-saw.
Yeah, I mean, I think here Jigsaw might be doing like a public service. You know, he does a lot of bad kidnappings and murders, but this one, it's like this guy was ratting out his fellow man.
Yeah, you got to get that snitch off the streets, dude. Get him off the streets.
Maybe he was trying to inform on Jigsaw. He's just walking up to him and like, "Yeah, man, see that alcoholic over there? We could get that guy. And it's like, yeah, I know who you are, snitch. I know what you're about, snitch.
Did the first movie have a cold opening like this or no?
I couldn't tell you.
I think,
No, I think it opens with like the drain coming down. Like, that's a kind of a cool shot, if I remember.
Like a spiral almost.
Yes, I think.
Yeah. So like, the tape comes on, or the television comes on. Here's everybody's favorite Billy the Puppet, and he's, it's like, you rat on people like a total scumbag, so now you're gonna fucking be killed if you don't find the key. And it's like the whole riddle me this shit, like, oh, it's right in front of your eye, or whatever.
You gotta just laugh with this fucking little puppet on like some fucking trashy little 4x3 TV. Like, where did they even get this?
And also, like, you know what? You give me 60 seconds, I'm dead. You give me an hour, maybe I've got a chance, because I gotta psych myself up.
Yep.
The idea is the key is inside of his eye. He's gotta gouge it out with some crazy garbage before this mask that will close, and it's got like razors in it, so it's gonna like kill him, kind of.
But not only that, like, he shows Mr. Jigsaw shows footage of his eye being operated on 2 hours ago, and somehow there's no like open wound on there.
Yeah, I don't buy this shit, because he's like, oh yeah, cut to 2 hours ago. Let's watch your I almost said autopsy footage, but your operation footage, and it's like, at no point in the scene is he ever really like, fuck, it feels like someone cut my eyeball out, put something in it, and then put it back in.
Isn't it bleeding though, the eyeball?
Yes,
It's kind of bleeding, but
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, man. Like, if I just came from that crude surgery, such as it probably was, if I came conscious, I would just be screaming.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. But like, maybe there'd be like stitching of some kind that you could follow the road to where it is.
yes.
And I mean, 60 seconds is just not even like enough, because like that's the thing is, he starts to try to do it and he gets really upset and he starts screaming, help me, and he dies. But again, like, that's a cool thing. If you give him like 40 minutes, he's really got 40 minutes is a little bit of Jack Daniels there. He's got like some fucking courage juice kind of a thing.
If you're giving me 60 seconds, what you're doing is giving me 60 seconds to find a quicker way to die.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Somewhere in this fucking house. So somewhere in this room, there's got to be a quicker way for me to fucking exit this place.
And look at the surroundings. Like, whatever Jigsaw put in you, you're dying of an infection anyway.
100%.
That's a good point. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not.
exactly,
He's not
dude.
He's not Jigsaw MD either. By the way, it is. I don't trust this surgery. This Mickey Mouse surgery.
What are you talking about? I watched a YouTube video that explained it very succinctly.
But that's a good call though, Steve. Like, because he's not a doctor, like John, whatever the fuck. Like, he's just got some humdrum job. I don't know if we learned what it is yet. I'm sure, like, because I know in the next movie he gets killed at the end of it, and then in the subsequent sequels after that, it's all just like flashbacks about how he met all his disciples and changed their lives and shit. So like, you learn more about him that way. Is that right, Cabin? Am I understanding those movies right?
A little bit, but you also forget that like the inciting incidents, the thing that makes him the Jigsaw, much like the Joker, is his like wife gets mistreated at like a hospital or something like that. He's like, he's gonna be a father. That's like his origin story. You get his origin story.
Jesus Christ!
And it's insane. It's absolutely horrible. I can't even describe it in full. I forgot. I blocked most of the rest of this out of my brain. But
so he's gonna be a father, and he starts like setting up booby traps in his wife's nether regions to trip up the baby on the way out.
Absolutely. He makes a very tiny version of the head snapping thing.
Well, I like the idea that you're like, his wife was mistreated. I was, what the fuck did you say to my wife? Hold on. So, honey, sit down. What did you just say to my wife? I am now going to spend the rest of my life trapping and killing people in philosophically bizarre ways. Okay, for that.
I'm gonna have to look this up now, just because like it is insane. It's a really weird. But go on.
Hey! Sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. I said no lime jello for my wife. Fucking raspberry jello only. What is that green shit? Oh, I'm gonna turn into a crazy mass murderer now.
Why don't you have 2 nurses helping her piss, huh? Why don't you help her?
Well, this movie has a little bit of like him explaining to Donnie Wahlberg, like, yeah, I got that cancer diagnosis. And then the funniest line of the movie is, I literally tried to drive myself to suicide. And like, he just drives his car off a cliff.
And then he like comes out of
survives
it. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm invincible. Better fucking teach some people some lessons, some manners."
Why don't you put yourself in one of your death boxes?
Exactly, dude. You deserve it more than most.
And his whole philosophy of like,
People don't appreciate the lives that they have.
like, maybe, dude, but at the same time, like, if someone wants to fucking eat themselves to death or smoke themselves to death or whatever, why don't you just mind your own goddamn business? How about that, you nosy Ned?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just such an old man in this movie. Like, you expect like one of these people, like, "Oh, you're gonna be trapped in a room, and you're gonna have to learn how to pull your pants up, young man.
Okay.
That's what you're gonna learn how to do."
Okay, Okay, I've read it now. This is what happens.
And what movie are we talking about
This
here?
comes in Saw 4.
Okay.
And what he was a civil engineer, and he had a wife named Jill, and she worked at a drug recovery clinic for like for addicts. And a reckless addict caused the death not of her but their unborn child.
Oh, I see.
So he got really angry at drug addicts because they can't help themselves. You see, and that caused his baby to die.
It's a real message franchise.
Yep.
Is
Oh
it
yeah,
not?
yeah. It's good. It's good stuff.
That's why
So-
your baby died inside you. Little Eastern Promises ref for those not
There you
not
go.
in the know.
Yeah.
Have him play fucking Jigsaw.
Jesus.
Zach
Yes,
Kolomowski
please.
as fucking Jigsaw.
Oh, that'd be great.
And I know,
That
like,
would be
for
legit great.
torture porn, like going Eastern European, you know, it's like not great, but I could use some kind of presence here.
So like this dude, you know, the thing clamps shut on him, and you know he falls down dead, and it's like Saw 2, and you know, like any movie you want to see, it cuts to Donnie Wahlberg smoking inside somewhere.
Really important. It's a Roman numeral 2, by the way. Just to get everybody, you know.
Absolutely. And it turns out his son has been caught stealing.
Once when I was fat. Never mind. Sorry.
Do we get like what he stole and where this is? Because they're all of a
Nope.
sudden
Yes.
like on a dock.
Yeah. He stole Brainstorm.
no, Bone Storm.
Oh,
I think.
sorry. Yes, Bone Storm.
No, it's nothing. I mean, that's the thing too. Is like there's so many like loose details that like you kind of need if that's what the movie is about, and this is one of them. Like you don't like he's like, "You're in trouble again. I'm Donnie Wahlberg," and it's like, "Yeah, I know," or whatever, and like. And they're having this fight, and he's like trying to come to grips with his deeply Canadian son, and you know it's hard to
His
settle for
deeply
that.
Canadian son, while he is trying, Donnie Wahlberg is his damnedest to suppress this New England accent.
Oh, for
So
sure.
bad.
But when
so bad in
he's
this.
screaming at this kid though, like, because the kid, of course, he's divorced, and you know, there's some sort of shitty custody thing, and the kid is like, "Oh, well, you know what, Dad? You know, this sucks. I just wish I could go home to Mom." He's like, "The fuck you say, bro?"
You know what, Dad? I think I'm gonna cut this early and go home to Mom. And he's like, "Why don't you fucking go then? Just fucking go already." He has like a
Stop by fucking Dunkin' on your way home and pick up some fucking regular coffee.
He comes out. He's got a tiny little bat for some reason.
The perfect line. And like he must have it in his contract that he has to play divorced. I think even in when he was in New Kids on the Block, he had to be like divorced.
He was
In
Yeah,
the
the
group.
divorced one.
Yeah, I'm Joey. I'm the cute one. I'm Donnie. I'm the divorced one.
But like
Hanging tough in family court.
the best line is she gets custody. I get you out of custody.
Yeah.
Aren't I right, Elks Lodge brothers?
Exactly. Like, also, like that's not exactly. So what's the deal? You guys gonna go to McDonald's after this? Like, you gotta fucking chill out a little bit, Sunday Dad. Okay. Just-
But I think that, yeah, I mean, because the whole just like you're screaming at him, it's like, you know what? We'll talk about this in a couple hours when cooler heads will prevail. How about a trip to Burger King?
And I mean, also what I need from this kid is like, I was stealing X because of Y. Maybe it was go to the Tashi station to get some power converters. I don't know. Like, there's a
Maybe
bunch
he
of-
was stealing condoms because he was embarrassed to buy them at the counter.
Sure.
I'll be honest. He might have even said it, but this like kid is such a non-entity in this movie that like I just can't pay attention. Like every time he talks, I'm like, nope. I'm out.
He is a non-entity because once they get into the Saw house, he just stands there the entire fucking movie and does nothing.
He's a ghost. He's already dead. He's a ghost. It's the ghost son he's dealing with.
And so like the kid runs off, and then like cut to a couple days later, you're talking about this is the most divorced moment of Donnie Wahlberg's career. As he calls up, he's like, "Hey man, it's your dad. Been a couple days since we had that fight. You doing all right? Give me a call back."
I finally listened to that hip band you were telling me about, Wilco. It's pretty good stuff, I gotta say. It's pretty, dadcore. I like that. I kind of like that. I'll be honest. I think it makes me feel good.
Yo, bro, Donnie, are you gonna be in the new Saw movie?
Oh shit, bro!
You gotta stay away from me. That Jigsaw freaks me out, bro.
I don't want to get any of your weird Jigsaw vibes.
Because I do a lot of shady shit, buddy. He could come down on me whenever.
Oh, when the fuck ever, bro? Jigsaw could be coming for me right now.
This better not interrupt your shift at Wahlburgers.
This is
So you like hate crimes, do you? Well done. Well, Mark. It's just in a room. I don't know.
Well, Mark, I let those things go. Did you actually eat a grape off of a grapevine while shopping in the supermarket? Oh yeah, that's a head crusher. That's a head crusher for you.
Head crusher.
You know, Mark, it's take a penny, leave a penny. Not take a penny, take another penny.
Okay, Mark, try to act your way out of a paper bag, but the bag is nails.
Yes.
And Paul Thomas Anderson isn't going to save you now.
Oh shit, bro, I got nails all in me.
Oh, fuck Bumblebee. Where's the bee?
So Wahlberg gets a call. It's like, hey man, yeah, there's this brutal death that we just uncovered here. Let's go check it out. We're pretty sure it's your informant. So you're like, okay, starting to connect the dots here a little bit. And he goes, and the guy he says to the woman who's also she's in the first movie too, or no?
Dina Meyer.
Dina Meyer's not in the first one,
but she's in other Saw movies, I think. Though
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. She's also the woman from Johnny Mnemonic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's had a career. I mean, she's had 90210 for a
around.
bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
But so she has some line about like, we need you to come identify him, and he's like, oh bro, I just need one look at his face, and she's like, yeah, that's the problem. Which I think is kind of a good line.
Stopping some tweets. Dina Meyer was in Saw the first one, I guess.
What?
It's also weird because everybody else in the credits gets listed as detective this, a detective that, and doctor whatever. This woman's a cop, a detective herself, but she's just credited. Dina Meyer is credited as Carrie. Like she works like she gets people coffee. Like I don't know, she's a fucking detective too.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe we don't get a last name or something.
Possibly.
Although that doesn't matter because there are literally people later in the movie who you never hear their character names spoken. And then in the credits, like they have these names out of nowhere, including the girl from Seventh Heaven. But like, so, they see the body or whatever. And there's a weird thing where, and this confused me for a really long time. Like they look and it's like, oh, the traditional Jigsaw sign off of like he cut a little puzzle piece out of the flesh or whatever as his little trophy. And when Donnie Wahlberg sees that, and when this other detective, they both look at it, neither of them say anything about like
it's
fucking Jigsaw.
Yes.
And so for so much of the movie, I was like, so are they not aware of who Jigsaw is? Because all the people in the house are immediately like, oh, I've heard about this. We got captured by Jigsaw. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like from the jump, they should be like, fucking Jigsaw, he's at it again.
Well, that's the old script didn't have that. You don't want to hit find and replace too many times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and also everybody knows. I mean, the first one is barely out of theaters at this point.
Well, the funniest part about this whole thing is she brings him in and she's like, yeah, look around. This is your snitch, right? You've used him, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, who do you think might have done this? He's like, I don't know, blah, this, that, the other thing. And he looks, and like they have this whole argument. And then she's like, oh, by the way, look up a little bit. And it's like, look, here's looking at you, Detective Myers.
Oh, right. Yeah, look closer, Detective Matthews.
Yes. And it's like, dude, like, start with that. And that's what he gets pissed about. It's like, if my name is at a crime scene, please let me know immediately. Do not
That's on the phone. That's on the fucking phone when you call him. Not 15 minutes after he's been at the crime scene.
At that point, I'd be like calling my I'm not calling my ex-wife, but I'm calling my son. Maybe go into hiding or something.
Yes.
If
totally.
I'm being named in a murder scene.
So I got a question about the whole Jigsaw flesh piece that he takes out. Now,
Sure.
Chris Cabin's pig and shit for these movies. Seen them all.
Seen them all.
So
yes.
maybe you can answer this, but does he make a little puzzle out of all the people's pieces, or does he eat it, or what does he do with that?
He never does either. I got to be honest. I don't think they ever really tell you what he does with those things. I think it's just another thing that's supposed to be twisted about him.
Because it's a weird
great franchise.
Yep, great franchise.
He mentioned something in this movie about how I think he says something about like those aren't trophies for me. It's to remind the people, that I've taken a piece of them or something. It's something like that.
Of them or something. Da, 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 da.
Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you. I almost would rather hear him talk about QAnon at this point.
Oh Jesus!
But I mean, that's the thing too. Is like like we said in the first movie, and it's doubly true here. And there's so little spent on Jigsaw himself, and like. What's with the pig mask? What's with the boxing fucking thing? What's with the
this boxing
robe?
Bathrobe that he wears? What the shit?
What's with the puppet? What's with this? You can't have it all, Jigsaw. Like, find a theme and go with it.
And if in fact, like, this is what you're gonna do, so like pig wearing a boxing coat, weird spirally looking puppet on a tricycle, all this stuff, like, you're not the Jigsaw killer, like, you're the hodgepodge maniac.
Well, isn't Pig Mask? Isn't that Shawnee Smith specifically, or is that him as well?
He has it in the first movie for sure.
Oh,
He's
that's
wearing
true.
the pig
Right
mask.
in the beginning, he has.
So she's inherited the pig mask at the end. Is the idea?
Okay.
So like.
You shall now be pig. Hey, you're a little piggy now.
I think maybe what it could be is like, because in the first movie, I don't think you're supposed to believe in any way that it's like the first time he's doing any of this. So maybe it's a thing where like in one of his crazy games, he accidentally like caught himself a serial killer, and it was just the pig mask killer. And then like once that dude was dead, he was like, "Say, I can add this to my repertoire. I need a costume collection."
I'm just imagining now Shawnee Smith looking at like the pig mask, much like Kylo Ren looking at the burnt Darth Vader like helmet. And being,
It starts talking to him.
I will finish what you started.
I also like you're sending that to the dry cleaner first, the robe and all. Like, you don't want that old man ball smell in there.
Actually, it's because I lived a very interesting life. Briefly, I was a boxer. I worked in a butcher shop, and I sold toys at KB.
What is he, Homer Simpson, with all these fucking random jobs?
I'm trying to connect. It's a jigsaw of a
Life, okay, man. I lived an interesting life. I'm trying to tell it through murder.
Dude, that's gonna be Tobin Bell's autobiography, dude. A jigsaw of a life.
He was, it's revealed in Saw 4, he was a civil engineer, so no, he did not lead an interesting life. So just stop it right there.
Well, he doesn't seem very civil now, does he?
No, he does not.
So
but that's like why you're supposed to buy that he's capable of designing all this goofy shit.
That explains all of this nonsense.
They have some Wahlberg and Dina Meyer have this argument about whether or not he can take the case on at that time. And he's like, I got enough going on with my fucking ex-wife over here and my missing kid and all these other cases. And they have this thing. Look, it's intimated that they had an affair, which is also sort of something that might happen in this movie.
It's not intimated. She straight up says later in the movie, like, that she is responsible for the fact that his wife left him.
Yes. But I mean, like, in this scene, it's like sort of, it's almost there. But I mean, but again, like, that's sort of like, I don't know, maybe something.
Look, lean into anything.
Look, dude, just start making out in the middle of this Saw movie. Be like, you know what? This crazy butchery, murdery case, like, it's got me so fucking horny.
Look, Erik, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry it didn't work out. You know what? You just have trash dick, okay? I'm sorry. It's just true. It's very true. Your dick is terrible. Terrible.
There was a key hidden in your trash dick.
Oh, my God.
It's in the beanbag.
You have 60 seconds to rip open the beanbag.
No, just let me die. Just let me fucking die. Then no way am I tearing open my beanbag to get a key.
That
out.
is a real that would be like, it's like, all right, you've got to rip up your testicles. You have 3 days to do it, or you die, and that's it. Like I need a long time to really ponder this kind of stuff.
While you were asleep, I actually put a zipper on the beanbag, so it would make it a little easier for you.
Oh Lord! Wait, so he like sewed a zipper into my flesh?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, then dude, I'm fucking zipping in. Easy peasy. Got that keysy.
You can put some stuff in there. You can put you make a real chain purse out of that
Kangaroo
thing.
dick.
You just tuck the ball aside, and you can fit, anything up there.
That's
You
true.
could put in some sticks of double mint, and then you could literally do the what is this gum?
I wouldn't need a messenger bag anymore. I can put my phone in there.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, your balls smell like peppermint.
Yeah, okay.
Balls is where the gum is stored.
There is a great line here from Donnie Wahlberg when they're having this argument about whether it's like a conflict for him to be on this case or whatever. And he claims that this incident with Jigsaw is not the first time he's been called out by a psychopath.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, with this whole movie this movie should be Donnie Wahlberg's movie. A, big mistake, but B, like it's just sort of like this character about he's like a crooked cop sort of, and like you never know how crooked he is and what he's crooked for.
You don't even know that he's good at police work at all. Like he doesn't
Yes.
really solve fucking shit in this movie.
No, not at all. He fucks everything up.
It'd be one thing if he was like, oh, he deals with serial killers or whatever, and then that line might make sense about he's had psychos after him before.
Yeah, like it just turns out he's like a crooked cop that plants evidence on people constantly, apparently.
Non-fucking stop.
I would actually prefer just lead into that. This like scumbag piece of shit cop who's like don't try to make him heroic or like a dad who's trying to save his son. Just
You
make
know
him
what it is?
a stupid maniac.
Here's what it is, Captain. You just inspired this. He is like John McClane at the start of Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like he's off the force. He's totally fucked it up, and he's just a piece of shit. And then it's like, Jigsaw's asking for you, dude.
Yes.
Like, we wouldn't do this, but Jigsaw's asking for you. So come on, here's your badge back, whatever the fuck.
You can't be putting big lines in Donnie Wahlberg's mouth. Don't you be doing that. All that wit that fucking Bruce Willis has.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, so like he figures something out. It's like, oh, it's Wilson Street. That's got
Steel.
Wilson Steel, which is on. There's a fucking factory. Let's go see it. And they set a SWAT team in, and this is when, and this is kind of fun. The initial raid. What happens?
This is so funny.
It's like a blade. How does this first guy get it?
I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be, and I realized, watching it this time, that not only had I seen this movie before, I remembered seeing it in the theater. Yeah, bad move. But I remembered then too being like, I don't entirely understand what happened here, because like the guy steps on they're going up a staircase in like this weird caged stairwell.
These are mean stairs, though. they'll stub your shin.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he steps on one and a thing comes out and it's like boop, and like sort of it looks like it's pushing his shins.
Yeah.
Owie,
But I
am
guess it
right?
cuts into it. I don't know.
That's gotta hurt.
Actually, Detective Matthews, I don't kill anybody. I just put them in positions. Oh, wait, I kill cops all the time. But,
It's just like, this guy is horseshit, and I hate him so much.
I mean, we see the puppet on a bicycle here, and then the shins happen, and then I guess the fencing around the steps is electrified, and it electrifies some of these SWAT dudes.
Like three of the SWAT dudes die from being electrocuted, and that one guy had like his leg essentially chopped off in some way.
And that is it's kind of the moment where, I mean, I still think.
Oh, yeah, that first SWAT guy. He's a jaywalker. He deserved it.
I still think that the puppet can be scary.
Sure.
And like this moment where the puppet wheels up is at the top of the staircase that they're walking up. Fucking law enforcement or no, I'd be like, you know what? See you later, everybody. I don't know what the fuck that shit is. I don't want to find out. But instead, hilariously, the one guy like leading the team puts his gun up and like points it at this puppet and goes, freeze.
Well, if you're somebody who knows about the bicycle riding puppet, or you're like, that's the original bicycle riding Jigsaw puck. That, like, if you already know like the Dahmer's shit is being auctioned off for money and all that stuff, you are going after that. You've got a whole plan to steal the original fucking bicycle doll from Jigsaw. And
Dude,
then,
Jonathan Davis would pay top dollar for that shit.
yes, you get it on the black market. And Jonathan Davis, you know, some black metal band from Sweden, they're all into this.
I do love though the one guy that's like still alive, because the one guy that survives all of it just starts screaming like, "Bring the fucking second team in now! We just got wiped out immediately!" So all these other dudes run in and like run up the stairs. Every single one of them runs right past this guy.
I know.
I loved it.
What about oh shit, Johnny's hurt or something? That sort of something.
They don't even check on this guy. They don't even acknowledge him. He's screaming for his life.
Body pile, body pile, body pile, body pile.
And they catch Jigsaw jerking off on a Zoom call.
Oh man, what a Duke test!
He was doing an election simulation, and he was playing, you know, the court.
It's not what it looks like. I put a zipper in my testicles too because it's convenient to store stuff.
Listen,
and I was just getting stuff out.
I just wear this boxing robe. You can see stuff all the time. It's just the robe, no undies or nothing.
I know that the white T-shirt would suggest that I also have boxers down there too, but no, ma'am, no. It's free flying all day.
Gotcha, no pants. I'm straight Donald Ducking it tonight. Quack, quack, motherfuck.
Isn't that pretty twisted? I mean, no, like my dick. It's fucking, it looks like a duck's dick down there.
It's like a corkscrew dick, like a duck. It's because I got cancer.
So yeah, they seize him. He's just at his table. He's got like an IV and all sorts of stuff, and he immediately surrenders. And you're like, oh wow, what a short Saw movie. Guess again.
Oh yeah, because as it turns out, Donnie Wahlberg has to solve the problem in that room, and like they go across the warehouse floor into this other little caged area, and there's all these computer monitors, hilariously huge computer monitors from 2005, by the way, and there's all these people lined up in a room, and you're like, oh, so there's the movie.
Yes.
I've been looking for you, movie. Here you are. You were under this cloth the whole time.
Took you a while to come out, but it's okay. Come out now.
And there's all these people in there, and they start freaking out or whatever. And fucking Jigsaw explains that there's like toxic gas going on or something like that, and that the son is going to bleed from every orifice he has.
He also says like,
if you remember the Tokyo subway attacks, and I'm like,
No.
don't. I don't remember that.
Like I have a vague recollection. I don't remember the gas compound that was used though.
And also, don't do that. Don't do that. Saw 2. Leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you've seen this in the news lately. Have you heard about this? The Tokyo subway attacks.
There's also invisible wasps stinging you all the time. You don't know about that, but it's happening as well. There's invisible beasts roaming around that could eat you. There's so many things that could other than the things that are going to kill you.
So yeah, we cut to this warehouse where it's the son and a bunch of people.
Dude, I had to like go through it because like they're so fucking terrible at introducing these people in any meaningful way. So it's first guy that was in jail, whose name turns out to be Jonas, cowardly son, who's Michael, guy who looks like the busboy from Seinfeld, that's Xavier.
That's yes.
Then you got Fat Dave Matthews, his name is Gus, apparently. You never learned that. Seventh Heaven girl, her name is Laura in this movie, never learned that. There's other girl, I just called her, that's Addison, never know that name. Shaved head hoodie guy, he's Abby. And then the only one with any sort of presence or character composition at all is Amanda, previous Jigsaw hostage. Goes on to be in several other Saw movies after this.
So Abby is mentioned by name with the note coming up, and Xavier is mentioned by name. I remember that.
Yes,
that's
he's
about
Xavier. And and Xavier, and he's like a big dude. He's a hulking, and you can totally tell this movie is twistedly stitched together because it's very obvious whatever the script was literally just whatever this house is. It's like, how do we get through the house? Da 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 da. We have to work together. Who's in on? Who's not? and this Xavier guy goes nuts, and like that's exactly what that movie is. And then you keep cutting back to this other movie, which is just fucking John Kramer jawing at you.
Yeah, like I think I hadn't thought about this, but as you were saying it, it totally makes sense. Like Xavier would like, you know, become like Jack Nicholson in The Shining kind of thing. He's chasing after all these people. He's killing some of them himself, kind of a thing. Yeah, you're totally right.
It might have actually been compelling in this movie had we had an actor in that role that could portray those emotions properly.
Do you know who dropped out?
No.
Henry Rollins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know what?
Worst movie. Worst movie. Much worse movie.
Kevin and I thought the exact same thing.
I agree, but it'd be more interesting to watch.
Well, because at least it's somebody.
Yeah, Xavier
you know what I mean?
is this actor Franky G, who I've only seen. I saw him. He was in Oz for a little bit, and he's a big menacing dude. You know what I mean? So that's sort of something. But you do want more of an actor there for sure.
But Henry Rollins would not do good in this role, A, but B, like the fact that I don't know who this guy is actually allows me to just enjoy the performance as is. Like I don't really
enjoy the performance.
if I guess believe the performance, like go along with the performance.
Uh-huh.
Oh, actually, Franky G was not in Oz. He's the muscle in Confidence, that terrible Edward Burns, Dustin Hoffman movie.
Oh, isn't he also in that 50 Cent show?
Yes, he's in Power.
Power. Yeah. That's the 50 Cent show, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking of the right show I'll never watch in my life.
Yes, the main character is named Ghost and not Power, so it kind of confuses you there. But,
you want it to be about John Power.
I want a Power Ghost. That'd be a good name for a movie. Power Ghost. And it's this ghost that like is big and like just grabs you and starts like overpowering you.
If you walk into Canon with that title, they're gonna give you your money.
Right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Power Ghost.
Here's $200,000 and 400 squibs. Make us Power Ghost.
You could do like an electric angle with him, like he died with electricity, but it's not that. He's just a dead big guy.
That's it. Every meeting, it's the Canon guys, and there's two dumpsters. One has money in it, and one has squibs, and you have to dump it and grab each.
Need movie in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Power Ghost on desk. 2 weeks.
90 minutes, no minutes more.
Do you think they do that, Steve? The two different buckets, like the money bucket and the squib bucket. Do you think they do that the same way that Nickelodeon used to do those Toys R Us shopping sprees, where it's like you had 60 seconds to dump as much into your cart as possible?
Whatever money you have is budget. Whatever squib you have is squib. That is it. You have 90 seconds.
We have action stars all over the offices. You get which one you find. You take that, you put it in baskets.
Michael Dudikoff answer phone. You grab him, he your star. He now Power Ghost.
Oh, you got special Jean-Luc Godard round. Okay.
Oh, yeah. What movie of his did they do?
King Lear.
Oh, that's so weird.
Insane.
So the Jigsaw tape comes on in the house, and he is basically telling them they're locked in there. There's a poisonous gas that's going to liquefy their organs in a certain amount of time. They have to work together to find the key to get. There's antidotes hidden throughout the house because the doors are going to open automatically at a certain time, but not before they all die from this gas. So they have to get the antidotes, then they can use the antidote and just wait till the doors open is the idea.
Right. I'm just going to take a big nap then and let that gas just overtake me like a warm blanket.
Absolutely, 100%.
Or, I'm going to get like a fucking hoodie, put it over my face, kind of like get in the corner of a room and just hope for the best.
I again am going on a search for what's a quicker way for me to die.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the quickest way around here for me to, like, the guy, fucking Fat Dave Matthews has got the ticket right here.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, man, this dude eats shit almost immediately. It's a
good
great
kill.
This is a weird thing, though, because it's Xavier that unlocks this door, but it's this dude, Gus, that is looking through the peephole, and, like, I've never seen a two-person operation for opening a door before. If you're unlocking it... you should also be the one looking through the peephole.
But also, Fat Dave Matthews is not like seeing anything. Like if he's seeing anything, he's seeing like the barrel of a gun.
Yeah.
What are you intently looking for?
Yeah.
I mean, and like also like it's against the rules to open, or it's like don't open this door, blah blah blah. Like, hey, I'm not killing anybody. I'm just setting up guns.
Whatever happens, happens.
This is a special lock, and you have to make eye contact with the eye hole while you do it. Make sure you do that, or it won't work. Okay.
Hey, I'm not a murderer. I'm just a big fan of Bugs Bunny contraptions.
So they book him on like vehicular manslaughter.
So yeah, the peephole has a gun on the other side of it, and when they go to pull open the door, it goes off and murders this dude instantly. It's kind of great. You know why it's kind of great? Because it's not a torture porn death.
Yes.
It's an in and out death.
Right. Just his brains are like, bleeding.
He gets it.
I guess, yeah.
And in a better movie, the rest of the movie is them trying to figure out how to get the gun out of that thing so that they can each kill themselves in a nice, easy way.
Absolutely.
You're totally right. Because that's the other thing, Chris. It's very important. If you find yourself stuck in a Saw situation and you just want to fucking, check out on your own terms, you still have to find like the least painfully non-tortury way to go.
I mean, this is genius, Chris. We should make this movie. We can call it Scene.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
They just try to kill themselves.
Look, I'm getting out of this one, guys. Yeah, I'm not going. Oh, I have a poisonous gas that's gonna make me bleed out of my asshole and my eyeballs. I'm good to go, man.
Yeah.
It's like, who would be the most comfortable with throwing themselves down the stairs? Because what we could do is we could each just strangle each other, and the last person left just throws themselves down the stairs.
And that's what you it's Scene, but it's SCENE, and it's which one can make the best death scene.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
That's how you do it there.
Yes,
I'm
it's
fucking
got to
liking
be
this.
like indecipherable hogwash, just like this movie.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
add so many elements that layered.
Write it in a bathroom in 3 hours. Otherwise, it's not good.
And so they're like trying to figure out like how to get out of this house. The idea is one of the things he says is there's an antidote in the main room they're in, there's it's a safe, and the combination will open once you realize how you're connected and something.
And by the way, the combination is in the back of your mind. Hey, just putting it out there. It's pretty fucking funny.
And nobody. The twist is they have numbers on the back of their necks. No one else is like, hey, dude, I'm just walking behind you right now. I know we don't know each other. We're all trying to kill each other. Why do you have a 4 on the back of your neck?
You're totally right, dude. Because like,
Could you be fair? Do I have like a number on the back? Oh, I do. Okay, so that's something.
So wait, am I a clone?
I get that like some of them maybe like their hair is longer and you can't see it, but like that dude Jonas, Xavier, both close cropped haircuts.
Oh, yes. There's no hiding it unless you were like putting it under the collar, like on a shoulder bone, maybe. But like, no.
Right.
And it's supposed to be the combination to a safe. And it's like, first of all, why would I even believe this? Why would I believe Jigsaw at all? And then it's like, how many different combinations am I going to have to do of these numbers? And am I going to get exploded for doing it wrong?
Well, that's the thing, because at the end of the movie, that becomes Xavier's motivation. It's like, I'm the one that figured out that there's numbers in the back of our necks. If I find and kill everyone else that's in this with me and get their numbers, I'll be able to open and get the antidote. But yeah, like, what's the order? That's
and
the
also
big thing.
what? Because like some of them have numbers that are like in double digits already, and it's like, what safe has more than 3 numbers for a combination?
What do you mean? Oh, yes, I see.
You know what I mean? It's like you only get fucking 3 turns with a safe. So
Great,
like,
great call.
Why what are there, 6 or 7 people in this house? Like, what are you talking about?
I'll admit it now. I'm sorry. There's a smaller safe inside the safe. I thought it would be a funny joke, but it came in useful anyway.
Because it's 8 numbers. Because there's 8 people, so 8 numbers for a safe. Oh, all right.
Yeah, the numbers are meaningless. I just ranked you by what Police Academy movie you reminded me of. Oh, you're a real Mission to Moscow, Jonas.
Look at you, Operation Miami Beach.
I mean, it's just I'm just imagining what the 14th Police Academy movie would be. I think it would be pretty good.
Oh, the cops, son. I think you're citizens on patrol. Got a real Bobcat energy there, pal.
It's ridiculous. And like what's her face wakes up, Amanda, and does explain that, hey, I was in this other movie once.
I think it's when the gun goes off, she is like, oh, it's a game thing. I know what's going on here. I've played before. She keeps screaming. Like, it's kind of funny. I feel like this character gives up the ghost if you look back on it after knowing like what the quote twist is, because she's such like pro Jigsaw through all of this.
Yes.
She's like, he's just testing us. He doesn't want to hurt us. We just have to do what he says. It'll be fun. I mean, fine.
Yeah, and like meanwhile, Donnie Wahlberg is really pissed off about this whole situation, and Jigsaw gives him the rules to his game. He's like,
all you gotta do is sit down and talk to Peepaw for 90 minutes, and at the end of it, your son will be fine, and everything will work out.
and like Donnie Wahlberg is obviously too Boston to do that, which is what the movie should be called Too Boston for that.
And we never sit down, and we never, ever shut up and listen.
And I'll tell you what, maybe during the last 30 minutes, me and you can watch some Grace and Franky. I hear it's a pretty hip show.
All you need to do is sit down, fix my fucking DVR. I cannot make heads or tails of it. Enter in the Wi-Fi password. That's a minefield for old Jigsaw.
All right, Donnie Wahlberg, you have exactly 30 seconds to sign up my Amazon Fire Stick and get Netflix working.
Look, yes, I know you can drink it from the bottle, but I like my insert in a glass with ice, okay?
Oh, with ice. Ew.
Yeah, I'll have Insure on the rocks, please.
Short neat for me.
The key to their ordeal can be found over the rainbow. What was that about?
That's a good one. Got me swinging, man.
I think because Donnie Wahlberg is a leprechaun, right?
Got it.
Uh-huh.
That checks out.
But yeah, so like that's Donnie Wahlberg's plight, and he doesn't want to do it. And Dina Meyer is like the Saw expert because she was also in the first movie. Apparently, got me again. Good on me.
It would be a nothing role. I don't remember her at all.
But she's like, all we have to do is do what this guy says. By the way, we're going to get tech support in here, and we're going to trace the signal. The funniest part of this movie is how fucking long it takes tech support to show up.
Oh my God, dude. What else did they have to do that day?
They keep calling them, and they're like, 10 more minutes.
They keep like bringing that up.
Yes.
So like they keep bringing it back in the movie so many times that like when they finally got there, I was just like laughing because they're all the characters are getting pissed off. Like, are they still not fucking here? And it's like, this thing is now turning into a joke in your movie, but not in the way you hope it is.
All right, Donnie Wahlberg, we're going to be there in just a few minutes. We're just about out the door. Wait a minute, I got to take another call. Hello? Hello? What do you mean the chief clicked on a "you want Russian singles" link? What do you mean? What's happening to his computer? Oh shit! Okay. Oh god. Okay, that's not good. That means that the files are on the internet. Okay, that's not good.
Do you want to play a game? You won't last 5 seconds.
Uh-oh, the chief got some malware on his computer because he was watching a fucking rancid JOI video again.
He was trying not to come, but he failed the game.
Look at Donnie Wahlberg. I know that you've got important issues, but I'm up to here with this stuff, man. Up to the neck with just like porn, bad porn.
The other way that goes is like they're just out on a long lunch kind of a thing. Like maybe it's the end of the fantasy football season, and the losers got to buy the winner lunch. They're having it's Friday before a long weekend, possibly.
Oh, definitely.
And it's like,
dude.
you know, she keeps calling and like, are you guys still at the bar? I could hear that.
No. We're totally in the car, dude. Hey, you want more wings? Bottomless wings.
Actually, my fries are a little cold. Could you reheat these back there? Oh no, yeah. We'll be there very soon.
Oh, fucking traffic, man! They're doing the thing where it's like, no, we just left.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that before.
It's. Are you doing the jerk off hand motion right now? I could hear it. I could hear it on the phone.
No. I definitely am not sitting at home without shoes on right now. So that dude Xavier starts freaking out, and he's like, and this is where the movie, this Jigsaw conceit here has a big issue that the movie thinks it addresses, but definitely doesn't. Because the idea of, it comes right away. Like, all right, you're locked in this house. Why don't you just fucking, break a window, break the door down, whatever. And so this dude Xavier like tries to rip this door open. He gets it part of the way open, and then whoops, there's bars there. But my whole thing is like, all right, man, you have this like bat and whatever else, maybe like it's a shitty ass old dilapidated house. Why don't you try just breaking right through a wall? Because he doesn't have like metal over the entire structure.
That's a great point.
Or hey, you know what? You want to really test what fucking Jigsaw did here? Set a fire.
Yeah.
See how much of this shit really burns. Because I bet you there's some spot he didn't think about. And you know what? You'll be fine.
I don't know. I mean, look, the other thing which we'll never talk about in these movies is where does he get the money for this shit? Like, this is like he makes a danger room inside of a fucking crack house, and it's like, how did you do
Well,
that?
I'm a baby boomer, and I put myself through college, and
I actually, it's I don't get to talk about this much, but I own the original patent on the original sex swing. It was a pet project of mine for many years.
My first contraption.
Yeah, it was my baby.
Yeah, I was a baby boomer. I put myself through college waiting tables, by the way. I bought a house for a meager $5,000, and then I sold it for $4.9 million last year.
Oh, and also, right when I got out of college, my dad gave me $1 million for no reason. And now I am here, a successful 23-year-old in the New York Times real estate section, telling you how you can also make your dreams come true.
It was really just a, modest loan to get the sex swing going.
You'll be surprised to know this. I actually invented the board game Mousetrap. A little funny what I decided to do with my skills after that.
They always ask me like, "How did you do it?" And I usually tell them bravery. I mean, it's just my dad's money. It's just my dad gave me a lot of money.
I also invented the sex slide, which didn't work out. It's basically you climb up a little slide and then you slide down it. And there's a dildo at the bottom, and you try and catch it, but it's kind of, that's just one pump, then you got to go up again, and never really worked out. Slippery when wet.
There was a short-run cereal that I had in stores called Fuck Flakes. We dusted aphrodisiac on cornflakes so that you would get hornier in the morning. Yeah, we thought it would really help a lot of people get through the workday.
I frosted them myself.
Jigsaw's fuck flakes. I'd like to see that art.
Another failed invention of mine was the sex trampoline. It's just a regular trampoline with lube all over it. And kind of a bad idea.
And listen, all those deaths, they were accidents as far as I know from the sex trampoline. They were all, accidents ruled by San Antonio PD.
It was a big seller in one household, though. Comedian and actor Dan Aykroyd bought 6 of them.
I had the sex earthquake bridge. I actually don't know how that works. I just kind of wanted to say that out loud.
Yeah, so I decided to phase out of the sex toy game and get into the murder playground game instead.
But Jigsaw's like, look, if you, it's just me and you. If we sit down and talk for 90 minutes, I promise your son will be fine. And like, Wahlberg can't hang, man. He just cannot handle it.
No, he cannot.
Because he's
unsurprisingly.
Because the whole thing is he just keeps being like,
isn't it fucked up how good things happen to bad people? And isn't it weird, like, what if we're all in a cave right now? You ever think about that? Like what we're seeing?
It's like fucking freshman philosophy nonsense, and I couldn't stand it.
I couldn't help but keep on like imagining that he's like, and my brother, I mean, he just had more talent than me. My younger brother, and he got really famous and I didn't, and it's really bad, and I got really bitter about that all years that my younger brother was more famous than me, and like just keeps on going.
It's old man nonsense that nobody needs.
No, absolutely not. And like the kind of funny thing though is on top of all of that, he's also just like, and by the way, friendly reminder, you used to be a pretty good cop.
Yes.
I've been
he starts laying the foundation for us like finding out more about Donnie Wahlberg being a shitty cop, but like it's this weird thing where he's like, and again, this Jigsaw
ulterior motive excuse garbage. He's like, I just want you to learn how to be the virtuous cop with purpose that you used to be. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Before we proceed with the murder stuff, I just want to let you know that I don't support defunding the police, okay?
That's my favorite idea is him as like a cop scout. He's like following all of these random cops, seeing how their careers are doing, and if they take a wrong turn, like, what do you care? What are you doing with your time?
But that's a great point, though. Like, what is he basing any of this on? Like, it turns out to be true.
Yeah.
And Donnie Wahlberg like did frame all of the people that are in this house by planting evidence and getting them put away to jail and whatnot. But like, how? Where is this knowledge coming from?
I'll tell you. Go ahead.
No, so the first movie, he's killing Carrie Elways, who was his cancer doctor, and he gets obsessed with him because he gives him the bad news, and that's like sort of a movie. But yeah, I have no idea what his connection is to Donnie Wahlberg, and we need to know that.
Well, maybe he saw him in Blue Bloods and thought it was the same thing, and he just started to destroy him.
Honestly, I'm kind of tired of watching you play a cop, Donnie Wahlberg.
I'm going through the whole cast of Blue Bloods, actually. After I'm done with you, next weekend I got a fucking big mousetrap thing with Selleck. Gonna take Tom Selleck to task.
I already tried to put one of the head crushers on him, and sadly his mustache overpowered it.
Welcome, Tom Selleck, to the reversed mortgage house.
Oh, yes.
So whatever, man. They fucking go down in this basement. There's a big like furnace thing all there and everything, and they find another tape. It's this dude Abi. You find out that he has helped Jigsaw drug all these people to get them to the house.
It's kind of great because like it's typical. We're doing this Boomer Jigsaw thing. It's no more ever here because like the note says OBI, and somebody's like, who the fuck is Obi? And then the guy's like, actually my name is Abi. And then the tape starts playing, goes, hello, Abi. And it's like this, like, he clearly like 5 times with like Jigsaw and him were working this out. He's like, actually it's Obi.
No, it's Abi. I know what it is. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm going to have to punish you for the sin of taking my money to kidnap people and bring them here. I didn't do anything. That was you.
That's another totally unexplained thing, is because the guy doesn't deny it. And he does say, though, like, he tries to say to Xavier, one of the people, like, oh, well, he didn't give me any choice, blah, blah, blah. Like, I need to know what that's about.
Yep.
You can't just drop that shit, dude. I need to know how Jigsaw is recruiting these people to help out.
Because that's the thing. In the first movie, Lee Wanell plays a private investigator who is like, scouting, accidentally scouting Carrie Elwes for Jigsaw. He doesn't know that. But you know what I mean? And that, again, that folds in on something.
And I believe also because it turns out that Michael Emerson in that first movie is Jigsaw's little like Renfield helper person. And if I'm remembering right, you do at least get some explanation of like how he met Jigsaw one day or something.
I feel like they do get into it later. Like I'm telling you, I hated the latter sequels of this so much that I just blocked them out. Like I completely forgot them. But I do feel like they talk something about how he gets all these recruits.
I mean, but that's the thing, is it's not in this movie, so I can't care.
No, yeah, I mean, this movie sucks. So yeah,
yes.
I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, say what you want about, and here's the thing: I understand for a certain age of folks, like this is their horror franchise, whatever. It's fine. Mine is Friday the 13th. I also understand that those movies are also like totally the same through all of them for the most part, but at least in those movies I don't have to hear something like, oh, well, that thing that you're asking about in part 2, they explain it in part 7, don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it would never cross their mind to fucking retcon stupid stuff like that.
The problem is all these movies are mousetrappy, like complicated, and they don't pay off. You know what I mean? Whereas the Freddy movies and the Jason movies, it's just like he's gonna get you, and like that's all you need to know. He's gonna get you.
But also the thing is, these movies aren't fun. Like
no,
and they're not engineered. Like some people have a take like there's a way to explain that they are fun, but I'm like, it's not designed that way. The music certainly isn't supposed to tell you fun.
If Cabin, can you? And if you can't, let's move on.
Sure.
But in like less than 30 seconds, can you explain what that theory is of how these movies are fun?
Well, like that you could I've read something about how You know what? 30 seconds isn't going to do it, so fuck it.
Yeah, it's totally, you know what? And that's why I said it, because I honestly don't care that much.
Well, there's definitely a pedigree of people out there that do like torture porn-esque movies like this. And hey, man, get away from me.
Yeah, I mean, whatever gets you fucking horny, I guess.
I mean, it's fine to like. It's always okay to like a movie, and I mean, like, I can. And again, like, I think if you grew up with these or whatever, it might color your vision a little bit. Also, by the way, speaking of color your vision, this movie looks like shit.
Yep.
It looks like the Riddler's house. Everything is so disgustingly green.
But it's like a brown swamp green,
Yeah.
though, dude. It's like I ate a whole boatload of kale yesterday, and here it came calling back. It decorated the Saw 2 house.
That's another thing about this movie and this franchise as well, because it's just like, oh, you know what's really scary? Dirty old bathroom.
That's terrifying, actually.
You know what's really scary? Not knowing what's happening in the movie because you can't see what's going on at all.
So
Ever.
There is an antidote inside this furnace. Obi goes in to get it, or Abi, depending on Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a name I haven't heard in quite some time.
Shit. So he burns up in this fucking furnace. Now, Chris, does he come back as a Force ghost in one of the sequels?
Yes, in the 5th one, actually, he comes out at the very end.
I think that's the way this shit should have gone. Like at the end of that 3rd movie, somebody fucking like cuts his throat and he straight up dies. Like that much I remember. But then if you're going to go on to make that 4th one, you got to fucking do a Friday the 13th Part 6 situation. And it's Paranormal Town.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Why not?
Oh, yeah. All the big victims show up in like puke green Force ghosts. And, like,
Oh, yeah. All the big victims. All these fucking characters that you'll definitely remember.
Carrie Elway's Obi and like nobody else.
This Obi burns up here pretty good.
It's pretty great. But this is a thing that it just... Because, like, you know what's going to happen to this guy. You know what I mean? There aren't that many dead people yet in this movie. This motherfucker's not making it out of here. Can we just move it along?
He's got to scream and hope and pray to get out, and it's not going to come. He doesn't cry, which is shocking. I guess only women do that.
Yeah.
In these movies.
Well, the fire evaporated the tears.
That's a good point.
Oh, sure. But, like, so you just have to sit there and, like, watch this dude slowly cook up. You know, he's just stuck in there. They are, like, helplessly trying to open this thing.
You want to keep him under a medium flame to keep him even, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it and cook one side too fast.
Yeah. Get
totally.
a good sear on there and turn that temp down.
You know what? They say, that the hardest thing to cook is a roasted human.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it's trying to get it perfect. It's kind of a test for a good cook.
Yeah, you're going to have to cook a lot of humans before you finally get it right.
But, it's always important to put a lemon up the butt. Always a lemon up the butt.
Just shove a half-drunk beer can down their gullet. Get that flavor in there.
That's how you'd get me in an oven.
There are 2 beers in the oven.
Dude.
Well, that was pretty easy.
Jesus, he just went right in there.
The tape wasn't even over with yet.
Does he know what's gonna happen? Like the thing's there's gonna be 5.
I mean, wait, that wasn't even part of the. Oh fuck, he's drunk. Okay, great. We'll have to try this tomorrow.
What they do, I think, after almost every big death in this movie is like after the mayhem stops.
Easy with the B word there, pal. Big death.
Yeah, true. So all of these like death set pieces happen and whatever, and like it does the stupid filter like more. We're coming out of the security camera back into the other movie.
Yes,
and never at any fucking point are these cops' reactions appropriate to what they just watched. Like they just watched a dude cook up in this furnace and then like scream as he almost gets out, but then like can't fit out the window and just dies. And it's just Donnie Wahlberg being like, God damn it, Jigsaw. Now, where is my son?
Yes.
Like, you gotta have a little compassion. At least what you have to do to even pretend like these are the same movie is cut back and forth and like watch them and have, these detectives or the SWAT people will be like, no, what's he gonna do? No, and then like you cut back to the dude screaming, and then you cut back to the control room.
Exactly, and it'll be like, oh, you like to kill people, Jigsaw, you son of a bitch! You just let that man burn to death. That's a movie.
Or the stupid reveal of who these people are happens early enough that it's actually interesting to see his connection to them and everything that's happening after. Right. Like I mean, it's just, there's nothing here though. You're just like, yeah, I'm just looking at a screen of death.
Screen of death, indeed. Around here is when we get the big flashback because he's talking with Donnie Wahlberg and he's talking about the cancer diagnosis, and you get the little nod to Carrie Elways here because you see Jigsaw walking into the doctor's office, and it's Dr. Lawrence Gordon, oncology, like on the wall. No Carrie Elways appearance, unfortunately, though. And then this is the whole like, so I attempted suicide by driving my car off a cliff. And him, dude, I got a fucking major laugh because he's like, so I lived through the crash and I was tested immediately because he's got what looks like the piece of a sword like, stuck in him. Dude, him pulling out this sword, I was laughing hysterically. He's screaming. Oh my god.
I grabbed my sword collection, fired up the Johnny Cash, and drove off a cliff.
You should just start doing the whole Groundhog Day thing. It's like, then I put a toaster in the bathtub, and that didn't work. And,
he's got his cat on his lap. Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry.
Check your mirrors. Eye to the side. And then I taught myself to play piano, and I impressed Andy McDowell quite well.
Then I started smoking and eating a bunch of junk food, trying the long game to kill myself.
Here you go, Michael Shannon. Some wrestling tickets for you and your bride.
As a homeless old man, I stopped murdering every time. And... Come on, Dad. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it.
I saw my annoying friend from high school, and I didn't punch him in the face this time.
Oh, dude, you get Tobo in one of these Saw movies.
Oh, yeah.
We've got ourselves a movie.
Absolutely. I couldn't take it though, dude. I could.
Well, yeah, that's true. I would want him to just it would be really scary, and then like Tobo wouldn't even get a cut on his finger, and it'd be just fine.
Oh man,
no, like Tobo. If Tobo was like the dispatch operator or something, like way far away, maybe he's only on the radio.
Oh no, Tobo is the good Jigsaw.
Yes.
You know, he makes like little
Saw
things.
jig.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, good old Saw
It's
jig.
me, Saw Jig. If you don't have enough money, but guess what? I hit $100 bill in your house.
I make contraptions that help people.
If you could get this door unlocked, there's a whole lot of chocolate behind it.
Your daughter needs all that diabetes medication. I mailed it to you.
Oh, your can opener doesn't work. I made a homemade one. Here you go.
Oh, man. Yeah, because I don't think...
Oh, David Sawjig was a creation.
He was the man who played Sawjig in 18 movies.
Those were the nicest movies ever made.
It would have to be Sawjig, dude, because there's no way I could see Tobo get brutally murdered in a Saw film.
That's
like
fair.
this. Like single white female is hard enough as it is.
No, that's actually a lot of fun.
But yeah, so around here also you get a little Amanda flashback. She talks about being a junkie, yada yada yada. There's another door here. They get into a room. There's a door with another countdown on it that says 4 minutes. And then here we go, everybody. Twisted Pictures. You're getting extreme. It's time for the needle pit.
So is this the steel door in this room? Because this I didn't understand completely. Is that going to be a door out of there?
I think that's what they're hoping for.
Oh,
yeah.
Because that was never clear to me what exactly he was saying is beyond that door.
Yeah, no shit. It's a terrible
That's
movie.
okay, but like, Jesus, that's just a major thing.
I mean, Cabin, you're right insofar as like, there's no like right outside is fresh air. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that he says any of that. It's just like, then this door is gonna lock forever. So like, I just took it to mean that, but it would be kind of funny if they did it. And then it was just like another darkened basement hallway or something.
And this is when Xavier goes full villain, because the note is for him. It's like,
Oh, Xavier, you're a drug dealer, aren't you? You like to
Right.
have people root around through drugs. Now you're gonna have to do that, big guy. Get in this needle pit and go find there's a vaccine in there.
And I'm seeing this, and I'm like, oh man, if there's one of those that's not broken, I am injecting air into myself, and I am fucking out. I'm goodbye, fellas and ladies. I'm on the fast train home.
If it's drugs, right? If it's like heroin or something, just pump yourself full of it.
Exactly. 2 or 3 of those will get you where you want to be.
Just like a pleasant OD.
If one of those liquids looks like the darker, the better. Just inject it right into yourself.
I mean, this is
It does look like they're empty, though.
Yes.
This is the most visceral and memorable part of the film that, it does make your skin crawl. It's what you're supposed to get out of these movies. And it's
what's
effective,
interesting?
I guess.
I guess so. I mean, insofar as like, it really is it's a great reason. I mean,
it's
great reason. It's a reason to see shit in theaters when you have the like full effect movie theater Plato's Cave situation. Because honestly, when this was on like last night, and I was just streaming it on Amazon or Apple or whatever, I was like, yeah, all right, fuck it. And I just looked down at my iPad until it was, you know what I mean? Like I was just like, I have no interest in watching this woman suffer like this.
Well, it's not even. It's like the fact that like it's not just like it would be one thing if you did that and your whole like the sound design was was clinking and like that was the focus. But there's a big chugging score going on as well that's overwhelming any sensory delights you might have from like being creeped out by this. And like it does just become about suffering. Like all of these deaths are just about like, oh, look how much they're suffering.
It's and by the way, Xavier throws Amanda Shawnee Smith into the needle thing, which is
I think this happened in an episode of Becker as well.
Okay.
Becker bomb.
Becker fucking tossed the singer of Hepcat there into a needle pit at one point.
Yeah, he's a twisted doctor, curmudgeon, just like our friend here, Jigsaw.
The funniest piece of trivia, IMDb trivia. So the needles were obviously all fake. I think they were made out of they had like foam tips or some crazy thing. But they filled this up as and there's like 2,000 of them in this pit to make this shot work, the scene work rather. And then somehow a couple of real needles accidentally fell in that pit, and they had to like shut down production to like find them within this thing. I'm like, who's bringing real needles to this thing? Can we fucking not?
Jerry, when you were filling the needle pit, did you take the needles that were in that black bag in my gym bag back in the lot? Oh, exactly. You know what? This is going to take 8 hours to fix.
It's just like, all right, it's the murder bullets and fake bullets situation again. Like, don't bring the murder bullets to the set, guys.
All right. It was me, okay? I like recreationally to take my own blood.
Oh, you.
It's my little hobby. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry. I'm the bad guy.
This is when Xavier throws her to the pit, making himself the full-on villain of this movie / the movie. What did you call this part of the movie, Erik?
Oh shit, the needle pit?
What the house that they're in the whole time.
I called it boring chamber. And they're all stuck in this boring chamber.
Uh-huh.
I think that was the title of the screenplay before they changed it to Saw 2. That's why he couldn't fucking sell it. He kept calling his movie Boring Chamber.
It is really dull. Like, the whole thing about going through the needles, yes, I guess it's visceral on some level. You're having a reaction to seeing this disgusting filth. And she finds the fucking key, and it's like a second too late. Yes. And they can't open the door. Aww.
Well, and nobody points out the fact that this is... she finds it with enough time, and it would have worked, except that idiot Xavier drops the key on the floor.
Yeah, dude.
He totally fucks it up.
Well, at this point, you've got to kill Xavier. First of all, it's clear that he is out, not only just out for himself, but like the other guy, Jonas, is like, hey, we got to work together, blah, blah. This is a guy, he's in Speed and Speed 2, by the way. You've seen him in a bunch. Mm-hmm. But like, he's like trying to be the nice guy here. At this point, you have to realize, like, okay, this guy's not on our team. We've got to kill him because he's going to throw us all in the needle pit. I don't need that shit.
Right. No, absolutely not.
And he's a big hulking dude. You got to gang up on him early.
It didn't even click to me till you said that, Steve, but he's also the guy who gets killed that sets off everything in Strange Days.
Yes.
Oh, Jericho something?
Yeah, Jericho 1.
Yeah, he's a character actor. He's been around for a long time.
Wait a second. I had to look it up because I didn't remember. He's fucking Jaguar guy in Speed.
Yeah, he's got
and
the
then,
dreads.
Yeah. And then he's like on vacation or whatever in the second movie, and his boat gets fucked. Or does the anchor falls on his car?
He's something. It's silly.
I did not recognize him from those movies. That's fucking great.
And Erik, who's the kid, Donnie Wahlberg's kid, is the only one out of all these people to help this woman in a pile of needles get out, which is kind of nasty. But he's like the good guy, and he's like, "Oh, Amanda, you okay? Oh gosh, oh jeez."
The son is Michael, and Donnie Wahlberg is Erik, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
I keep getting that mixed up.
So they start trying to figure out, because Jigsaw in his first tape said something about you all have something in common or whatever, and they start trying to piece together that the commonality might be that they've all done time, and then that's when I think it's because Jonas is like, yeah, I did time, Xavier definitely did time, and he's like, what about you, kid? And this little wiener's like, no.
And there's this other woman, I think it's Addison. The line is like, she's a prostitute, I guess, or an ex-prostitute possibly, and something. The only door you ever opened is between your legs. Is a line in this film.
Wait, what?
That's a line. That's a line. In the film?
That's definitely a line in this movie.
That is a crazy line, because that assumes she lives outdoors or something.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's got open doors all the time.
Yeah,
she's shitting in her living room.
Stupid line. There is a.
Or maybe she got a bunch of beaded curtains in her house, kind of a situation.
How did you find out about my tent?
My tent.
If IMDb Tribune Trivia is to be believed, that line was one of several that the actor playing Xavier improvised.
Nice.
And they chose that one. I think the trivia says because it was the one that was the least horrible and also funny or something like that.
We're gonna be honest. It was the only one that wasn't anti-Semitic.
We kept saying she's not even Jewish. What are you talking about? But he kept doing it.
It was a
Just
morass.
kept screaming. He just kept screaming, I'm just riffing. This is what we used to do with the groundlings.
I mean, there's literally another whole movie just of his scenes being anti-Semitic.
So this is where Xavier goes back into the main room, and he goes down to the corpse of Fat Dave Matthews there, Gus, and he finds the number, and he realizes what's going on. And then Jonas comes in vomiting blood because they're all getting weaker and sicker as the gas keeps killing them. And then out of nowhere, I guess Jonas just wrangles all of this strength, and they have this insane fight in the middle of this movie, and it's kind of a great fight.
Yeah, how did they get the Evil Dead bat with the nails in it or whatever?
It was in the house the whole time, and that's what Jonas uses Xavier uses to try to break the door down and such. He's had this Mo Sizlak nail bat the whole movie.
There's two things that I love in this world: freshman philosophy and ECW. ECW.
Oh, don't go in that room. There's a bunch of barbed wire with gunpowder on it. ECW. ECW.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a ladder match to find the key in this one.
Uh-oh, the ladder's electrified. ECW. ECW. ECW.
Oh.
Man, so many late nights watching those ECW reruns that they'd put on, I believe it maybe aired on USA or possibly even Entertainment Television. It was somewhere.
It was an offshoot of the World Wrestling Federation.
It was another. They World WWE or whatever eventually bought it, I think, but it was at one time Extreme Championship Wrestling. It was its own thing. A lot of dudes from Japan were involved. A lot of higher level pro washouts kind of came in that way.
Saw it.
No, I was aware of it because a lot of my friends who wore more cargo shorts than I did were very into it. I mean, I wore some cargo shorts, but they wore a lot of cargo shorts. But I was always vaguely aware, but never sat down and watched an actual pay-per-view. I knew who the wrestlers were, especially as they came into WWE, but I never got into it.
Taz, I think, was a dude that came from
Rob
ECW.
Van Dam as well.
Yes,
RVD, they called him.
RVD, that's right. Yeah, I mean, and it was just a weird. Erik, you would watch it, they would just air these matches late at night, and it was kind of like the craziest shit that Mick Foley ever did. That was this entire organization's thesis.
Yes, it was like
It was just all these extreme yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you get hit in the head with a chair with a barbed wire on it. That's kind of what we're doing. That's
and it's definitely real.
I kind of think it would have always been funny if the I wanted every ECW match to end with them getting a hot meal. Like, even if it was just for show, like, I know they're not going hungry, but like, I just want them to sit down and have, like, you know, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, peas, a nice little salad.
Totally.
Hey Tess, did you eat today, buddy? You hungry? We're gonna get you a hot meal. You don't have to jump off that cage. We can just get.
I mean, that's fucking better than the way Vince McMahon treats these people.
That's true, man. The fucking dog pellets and fucking grain alcohol.
And no health insurance.
But yeah,
God damn, that whole fucking family is disgusting, top to bottom.
Top to bottom, wretched. Xavier grabs the ECW bat and puts it into Jonas's head, which kind of rules. It's a kill for sure.
It totally rules, but you're right though, Steve. It does just feel like such a leftover from what this script was originally. Because to see someone else in a Saw movie murder someone and it's not through a crazy contraption, I was like, this feels all wrong. Because
Xavier's the villain now and he's running around with this bat trying to kill people. I'm like, this is a slasher movie.
Yep, you're right. This is the climax of Boring Chamber, the script that they wrote first that became Saw 2.
You'll never wake up from the Boring Chamber.
It's like a John Grisham book, but even worse. The Boring Chamber.
Your mind will idle right out of your skull at the Boring Chamber.
Oh man. So like the young woman who's on Seventh Heaven, you know, she starts eating shit because she's like choking to death or whatever, and she looks up again. It's another weird, like, someone's staring at the ceiling and noticing something, and she's like, oh, X marks the spot. And it's a picture frame where the glass is like conveniently broken into an X. I would really love to know how he did that so accurately. But then they flip over the picture frame, and there's a thing taped to it. It's a picture, and it just says dad and son or whatever, and you flip it over. It is the absolute worst Photoshop a motion picture has ever put forth to screen of Donnie Wahlberg and this kid outside the garden.
Like, dude, just get them. You take a day off and take a picture of these two actors together. You could do it.
And you know they did do it because there's like a scene, I don't know if it's later or before, where they like cut to black and white pictures of Donnie Wahlberg and this kid, like, as it's supposed to be memories, but it was clearly done like outside of their trailer on a lunch break. Like,
because all you have to do, like, you could get this done on that dock scene where he's screaming at him at the beginning of the movie. It's like, all right, here's a different shirt for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's a different shirt for you. Stand on the water. Hold these two fucking fishing poles. Boom, fishing trip photograph.
Exactly. Now, I just realized I looked at IMDb. I think I said his name. The kid's name was Michael earlier. It's Daniel, apparently.
Apologies.
I mean, I just want to stop a tweet. And also, like, there's no personality to this character.
he doesn't exist. You don't have to give him any name. A non-entity, vapor person.
But he's the most important character in the movie, and you're both right. There's nothing here, but he should be the most, because he's like, the only thing is, like, he's kind of nice inside the Boring Chamber, helping out Amanda who's going through trouble, like that, which is to his benefit. But I mean, like, again, it's not like, yeah, I just got it with the wrong crowd. I'm in a gang.
See, that would be any attribute, you know, like make it like Wahlberg is like, he's got a football scholarship. He's gonna go, you know. Make him love his son in some way. Make him say something about him.
Or like, or like, oh, you know, Dad, I only started doing crime to get your attention, blah, blah, blah. You're too busy banging Dina Meyer, whatever.
But yeah, I started doing crime because it's the only way I could visit you at work.
But I don't think that like fits with what even the first movie. Well, like, you need I don't think there should be any nice people in a Saw movie.
Yeah.
It should all be detestable people who are getting theirs, or like barely, like maybe they sort of win you over by the end of the movie, but like, these are like, it's a horror show. You're watching people suffer. It should be terrible people for the most part.
Eric, by the way, you're not crazy. There is a Michael in this movie. That's the name of the snitch from the beginning.
Michael. So meanwhile, Donnie Wahlberg is getting fed up with this nonsense. But so like now Amanda and like knows that he's the son of the cop, and she's like trying to protect him, sort of, I guess. And I think Addison finds out that he's the son of the cop, and she kind of runs away from them. Is the idea?
Yeah, she's kind of like with fuck y'all, I'm out of here or whatever. But then they're like, I don't remember if someone shows it to him or he finds. I think he finds it himself, like on the floor or something. Xavier sees it, and starts losing his mind. And now the whole thing, if we haven't said it, Donnie Wahlberg has put all of these people away to prison by planting evidence on them and being crooked, and now it's like, now you know that dude that did that to you, here's his son. So Xavier starts very Jack Nicholson-y here, like chasing them through the hallways of this house,
which I need some line about, I was trying to, that's the way I wanted to get a promotion, or blah blah blah, they all deserved it, everybody's guilty, like something about the philosophy of Donnie Wahlberg, why he's a crooked cop.
Yep, it's nothing. And then like, similarly, like with Chris, what you were pointing out with like, loving the son and whatever, all he does is just keep yelling like, of course I love my son, of course I love my son. And at some point you're like, I think really though, at the root of all this, dude, like you just want to get that kid out of that house alive so you don't have to hear it from this ex-wife.
Well, yeah, it's to stick it to Marcy for sure. That's the whole.
See, I fucking saved him. You're welcome.
You fucking got our son in a boring chamber, you piece of shit! I can't believe. Of course. And he's stuck with all the people you fucked up with. And of course a serial killer got our fucking son, you piece of shit!
Dude, it would be awesome if Lorraine Bracco was in this movie.
Oh, your new girlfriend is there, watching our son suffer, you piece of shit!
Oh, hello there, detective whore!
There's a jigsaw in your building.
4F! He wants to play a game!
You better be vaccinating my kid, you piece of shit! I know you're up there with that Jenny McCarthy! You better be vaccinating our kid, you piece of shit!
See that Jenny McCarthy up there in the window? Jenny McCarthy is up there in the window not vaccinating my kid.
You see that up in the window? That's not a vaccine with it.
But this Donnie Wahlberg is sick of it. There's this other cop who's not Dina Meyer. Dina Meyer's like, hey, let's do what Jigsaw says. That's the way we get out of these things. This other cop is like, no, we need some good old-fashioned police work, wink, wink. This is when Donnie Wahlberg goes in there and just starts beating the ever-loving shit out of Tobin Bell. And it's pretty fucking funny.
It's nice.
It's the best scene of the movie, man. Just watching this old dude get his ass kicked.
Like he's like knocking over his IV and start kicking him. It's like, it's a real Wahlberger move, man.
Yeah, fucking runs in the family, man. And like, so that delicious scene happens, and then like, I feel like it takes a really long time for this movie to get back to a Saw kill.
I mean, there's I think maybe it's Addison or someone gets like the wrist cutting box.
Wrist.
Yes, the razor box happens right here. And it's kind of an interesting thing because she's in this room away from everybody else. She gets her hands caught in it. And then like Xavier comes in behind her, and it's truthfully a pretty creepy moment because you're like, all right, Xavier, what's this guy gonna fucking do?
Yes.
This woman is stuck here like this, and he just sort of like starts touching her hair, and you're like, and then it's just to see her neck, what the number is, and then he just fucking leaves her in that room.
I would start screaming, "You kill me, you pussy!
Yeah,
You
break
kill
mine.
me!"
Well, we should say that she puts both of her arms into these slots inside of a box. The box has a needle in it, which we assume is an antidote, but it like locks from the inside, and there's like razors in them, kind of a thing. We almost get into a Gerald's Game situation, but I didn't pass out, so we didn't go full Gerald's Game here.
Did you seriously pass out watching Gerald's Game?
No, but just like that scene is extreme.
Because I came real close.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh boy.
That movie's like not good, but it's not bad.
Exactly.
either.
It's in the middle.
I keep on trying to watch it, and every time I have to stop because I'm so bored.
It's boring. There's one insane like incredibly memorable scene, which I will not spoil here, which almost made me pass out.
I will someday get to it, but this is like the third time now I've tried to watch this fucking movie.
Cabin, I on our Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 episode, you mentioned that you watched the first 15 minutes of Veronica and had to turn it off. I got to like 26 minutes, so beat you.
Good on you. Good on you.
But I think if you could take that same approach to Gerald's Game, that shit happens like not at the end of the movie.
No,
I don't
it's
think,
like
right,
40.
Steve?
It's like 40-ish minutes because there's a lot of other stuff that happens at the end. That's one of the problems of the movie. But yeah,
like turning into a courtroom drama. Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me?
Bit of an
it's
issue.
a stupid fucking thing.
Okay, now I'm in.
There is a weird thing in this razor box scene though, where like I think instead of doing the Gerald's Game move, they just sort of like show her kind of trying to psych herself into pulling her hands back through these razors. But what they wind up doing is putting all of these like 1990s music video filters all over this shit. Dumb move. It just makes no, like, she's just screaming and all these filters are there, and it just,
because
those filters aren't anywhere else in this movie.
But it's also because it's just a very slow death, so like they can't like show you the end moment at all.
And the weird thing, I mean, like, meanwhile, Xavier is running around getting all these numbers. He finds Beverly Mitchell is the girl from Seventh Heaven.
Yes.
And he looks at her number. At this point, I really need a pad and pen, or maybe I'm cutting the numbers into my arm because it's a fucking extreme Saw movie. But I'm not. I'm not remembering like, all right, 10, or at least he should be saying it the whole time, like 10, 17, 9, 14, 9, 8, 10, 17, 14, 9.
I was thinking I was thinking the same thing, dude. Like, because he just glances at these numbers, like 11, got it. I feel like absolutely not.
Also, you're dying. You're in the middle of also dying. So yeah, I want to get a pad and pen or something.
The most egregious is how he finds out his own number.
Oh, fuck off.
That's we'll get to that.
Well, so he beats the shit out of. Meanwhile, Donnie Wahlberg beats the shit out of Jigsaw. And he's like, "All right, I'll take you to the house. Just you though, nobody else." And like Dina Meyer's like, "Oh, cool. Let's just throw our case in the garbage. Awesome."
Also, like, you agree to that, and then all the other cops trail you anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
That's how that works.
What should have happened. And it's a bullshit, like, because like Jigsaw has created this room where like it's basically his little office and whatever, and you don't get where it's actually situated until this moment. I thought it's kind of an interesting detail that he's made this whole office area inside a freight elevator.
Oh yeah.
And so he makes Donnie Wahlberg like press this button, and the freight elevator goes. So the whole office carrying the two of them just drops through the floor, and like they're all the rest of the cops are like, "Wait, what the fuck just happened?"
Make no mistake, Jigsaw lives kind of like a Ninja Turtle.
Yes.
Like that's kind of what he's doing.
Let's go down to the old subway station. There's an abandoned subway car down there that, I live in. It's me, 4 mutated teenage turtles, and some really hairy old guy.
Listen, call 30 minutes before you get here with my pizza, because I have to get certain levels of my home to get to you to get the pizza.
Jigsaw, I've given you unlimited razors for your death house.
Listen, I'm the one I made the Shredder costume, and that guy never fucking uses it.
That is something that would be designed by Jigsaw, right? Shredder's costume? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got enough razors on this, Shreddy?
Shreddy.
I made
Ready for Shreddy.
Oh my god, we just figured it out. Jigsaw's actually Rocksteady, right? Because or no, he's Bebop. He's got the pig head.
Oh, he's definitely Bebop.
All he needs-
Yeah,
all he
no,
needs is
he's
little tiny
definitely not
sunglasses.
Rocksteady,
Yes.
dude, because he is not a Vietnam veteran.
For sure.
Look, I made all these prototypes of the Krang body, but none of the brains that I take from the corpses work. They don't start talking or nothing.
So they're like, Donnie and Jigsaw are in this van and they're driving. Maybe it's the turtle van. I just said Donnie.
Yeah,
who knows?
Man, I want to watch Ninja Turtle movies now.
Totally. So Jigsaw's like, all right, yeah, you're gonna take a right here. Oh, careful, you got someone in your blind spot. Yeah. And it's hilarious. He's giving this dude directions, and like he's still coming down from like getting the shit beat out of him, which is hilarious.
Anybody hear the worst reference?
Yeah.
Here, you could do it because you've seen the movie and
man.
I haven't.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Steve. It's the dumbest reference, completely unnecessary. Like when they get close enough to the play, like they're on the street where the building is or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, just drive down this way. Yeah, it's the last house on the left." Oh man, just fucking shove it. Shove it somewhere. I don't even care where. Just get it out of my face.
We'll get into my car. I call her Christine.
I'm doing this all on April Fool's Day.
Oh, it's weird. April Fool's Day also somehow is Friday the 13th, maybe. Huh? I know that's actually impossible.
Really, April 1st, Friday the 13th.
Shut up. It works. Just shut
Localized
up.
entirely in your kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a Albany holiday.
You know, the recycling pickup on my street is a nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh man.
Garbage day.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh definitely. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure this is a no. But Cabin, can you confirm none of these movies take place at Christmas? Because that's a great idea.
I don't believe so.
Because you could. Here's the thing: they should have done these happening
gift.
on different holidays because it's like holiday themed puzzle houses and whatever.
Yeah. Go
Fuck, that would be
go
great.
all the way. Like go like do a Labor Day one. Go all the way out.
Labor Day.
Yeah, get me some like rural Jigsaw. Give me like a corn maze.
Ooh, I like that.
Again, another thing that you could just break the wall down and fucking get out of there.
Oh, you like apple picking, do you?
I mean, we're never going to see this fucking Chris Rock movie, so who knows what's going to happen next with fucking
God
Jigsaw.
damn it.
Dude, I'll tell you, I was, because after I finished this movie, I did a little bit of a dive into the franchise Wikipedia pages and was looking up Spiral. And man, like we are recording this episode October the 21st, 2020. That movie was supposed to come out in fucking May, and now it's next year.
Yep.
It's VOD. Just fucking do it, guys.
Exactly, dude. Like, there's been diminishing returns on these Saw movies. Like, I don't know. I don't think that this would be some massive, like, box office gangbusters.
You're gonna lose money anywhere. You're bleeding money day by day. Just fucking do something.
Do you want to
release it now?
How do you like that? Bleeding money every day. Looks like I got you in my trap. What company is this? Twisted Picture. The only way you're going to be able to watch my new movie is to be in mortal danger in a movie theater.
Yeah, totally.
Do you want to play a game? Try to fucking wear a mask and drink soda at the same time, idiot.
As you pass them, each of the other audience members will randomly cough. Is that your end or not?
Is it worth it? Yeah. By the way, Tom Cruise, kind of a dick.
Hey, how bad do you want to see Tenet?
Apparently not that bad.
Yeah, totally.
Not many of you cared.
The thing that's so dumb about this drive, too, it's like, Donnie Wahlberg, man, like, why do you think he's going to fucking lead you right to this kid?
Exactly.
You just beat the shit out of this guy.
He breaks his fingers, too, which is awesome, by the way.
That is a great,
nice.
I have to hand it to Tobin Bell. The scream when he fucking breaks Tobin Bell's finger is quite exquisite.
You think that was part of his master plan, or is it,
Oh, that sucks. Shit.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Ow. Hey, ow.
Also, he's like a frail cancer patient, dude, like in the final days. Like, it must have been pretty easy to break that shit.
Yeah, man. Not cool.
They call me Mr. Glass.
Yeah, I actually never killed. May I remind you, I've never killed anybody, so maybe chill out with the finger breaking.
So Wahlberg like gets to the house. He's like, "Oh, by the way, Donnie Wahlberg, here's this key that you'll need to get in. Is there anything else you need?" Like, it's so dumb that he doesn't suspect anything.
Meanwhile,
here.
after they leave, tech support finally shows up and cracks. Like in 2 minutes, they're like, yeah, it's 129 Mercer Street or whatever it is.
Oh, right, because the whole time, what's the actress's name? Dina Meyer?
Yeah, Dina Meyer, yeah.
She's like, we need to figure out like the source of this video feed. Fucking idiot squad or geek squad.
We finally got back. Oh God, the chief's gonna be working on a laptop for a couple of weeks after this one. Oh God. Oh geez.
Oh, he is not gonna have access to work email. Oh my stars.
Sorry about the sweat stains and the smell. What do you got here?
What a fucking
another
day.
Jigsaw case. Got it.
What a fucking day. Oh, whose kid? That asshole? I would have taken the day off.
How much?
Hey, Lou, we could have stopped at Wendy's after all. It's assholes, kid.
Oh yeah. How much you want to bet? He probably in the fucking safe.
That's the other. I mean, we'll get there, but who boy.
So they fucking find that under the safe in the room that they were first all waking up in, whoops, there's another trap door here. They open it up. We're getting some tunnels under this house thing.
Because they're trying to escape, Xavier's gone full on Jason Voorhees here. He's trying to rip through the door. They both know they're going to get it. But also, like, if the two of you get this guy, you can get this guy.
Not with this little fucking wiener kid, man. This kid sucks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's not doing shit.
Yeah, think if Xavier swings at him, he just goes through him.
Yeah, that's
like
a good
arm
point.
just vapor again, like just separates.
And also, spoiler alert: Amanda's crooked.
Yeah,
so
they go down these tunnels.
I love the bargain. Are we at the point where he's getting the numbers?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
was
we
there,
can.
Was there something else
No,
we
no,
need
no,
to
no.
talk about in Saw?
Not at all.
Saw 2?
Yeah, no, we actually I think maybe even got past it. So go ahead and talk about this though, because it's fucking ridiculous.
Well, what it's crazy too is because like he's like, I need your numbers, right? So he's gonna kill both of them. And Shawnee Smith's big like thing is like, well, who's gonna tell you your number? And he decides, oh, I'm such a big man that I can't ever work cooperatively.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm going to take out this knife and cut my number off the back of my neck. And by the way, I don't even know how he gets it right. I assume if I tried this, I'd cut right through the number.
Yep.
And I wouldn't know what it was.
Or you would just like completely miss it. Like we are right at this point because what happens is the tunnels lead them to the bathroom from the first movie.
Cool.
And then this is where the skin things happen because she says, how are you going to get your own number if I don't tell you? And he starts cutting his flesh off and he gets it and like he's like, got it.
He's like,
and
wait,
puts it in his pocket.
Is this a 6 or a 9? Fuck.
Jigsaw, you bastard! You got to put the little line underneath so I know which is which.
And then, this kid stands up. The only brave thing this kid does in the movie, stands up and cuts Xavier's throat with a saw.
I mean, I think it's the titular saw from the first movie. It's got to be.
Yeah, no, because that is the hilarious thing is when they walk into this bathroom, it's the fucking corpses from Lee Wannell's character and Michael Emerson's character just rotting on the floor. So this dude starts choking. And it's kind of hilarious because, like, this dude went through the painful trouble of cutting flesh off the back of his neck and then, like, had to experience the feeling of that, the terror of that, the pain of that. And then just gets murdered immediately. It's kind of great.
Fitting end.
And meanwhile, so Donnie Wahlberg is going all through the house. He finds all these dead bodies. He finds the picture. He's like, oh my God, I'm in a Saw movie. Meanwhile, the SWAT team is like 10 steps behind, also gets to the house, and they're like, nobody's here. But nobody's here. And you're like, what is going on? Oh my gosh, what's going on in this Saw movie?
Hey, I'm starting to get confused. And then it turns out there's another table with computer monitors on it that's also covered up by a sheet. I don't know why Jigsaw is so concerned with dust. And they pull the shit off, and it's, this wasn't a live feed at all. This is all pre-recorded. Bum, bum, bum.
See,
and then...
like, John Kramer in this place where all of his torture stuff is, he's not, he doesn't care about keeping up. But I bet you at his house, he still has plastic on his couch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's got many protectors. He's very concerned about upkeep.
Yeah, I don't bring my work home with me. I live a very clean personal life.
So yeah, it's not a live feed. Wahlberg is way too late. He winds up getting to this bathroom, sees someone in the famous bathtub, and he keeps saying Daniel repeatedly until the fucking pig person sits up and stabs him.
Yeah, gives him stabs with a needle, right? She knocks him out, I think.
Yes, yeah, sorry, yeah, stabbed with a hypodermic there.
So like he's like getting weak, and she locks him up with chains, very similar to the first movie. And now we're doing the whole, it's a twist, so we got to go through the whole fucking thing for you.
Just having to rewatch this entire movie, essentially in fast forward, is very annoying.
And basically, Jigsaw's just like, if you sit here your son will be unharmed. And as he says that, you see that the safe right next to them opens up, and the son was in there the whole time with like an oxygen tank in there so he could survive. So the kid's okay. Have the balls to kill this kid.
Absolutely.
Please.
Yeah, fuck it.
If we're fucking shoving ladies into hypodermic needles, a 16-year-old boy can eat shit. How about that?
Exactly, dude. Or it would be great. I don't even know how this would happen, but it just opens in its little skeleton.
I like this idea.
Well, yeah, like Final Destination 2 just comes out and just kills that kid, smooches that kid.
Oh, that's right. A little smushy.
Yeah, they up the ante.
Oh, good old
Little
smushy.
Mr. Twisted Saw can't do it, but Final Destination can.
He's a good boy. He's a little white kid. You can't kill a little white kid. Oh, no.
I mean,
This kid's got such a fucking punchable face, too.
This is a great point because, like, the Saw movies are like, we're so extreme and dirty. Isn't that crazy? But the Final Destination movies really beat the fuck out of this movie.
We're
Absolutely.
We're twisted and everything, but we don't want to hurt Daddy's little pleasure. No, we don't want to do that. That would be wrong. To hurt the daddies.
And it's just like, it's this insane, like, transfer of villain power here where she's just like, hello, Erik, you probably don't even remember me. And it's like, she was a drug addict, but then he planted drugs on her and she went away. And then Jigsaw saved her life and yada, yada.
And I can't speak to Becker, but I can say this is well out of her range as an actress.
Becker bomb.
Becker
bomb.
Becker Ball.
She's fine
I just want
in
that
most stuff, but not here.
By the way, I just want the Becker bomb to be Ted Dance, like a clip of Ted Danson saying, "Yeah, that's right."
Well, the other thing that's just so weird, and I don't know, because of course with something like this, the cast didn't get the last like 25 pages of the script. They shot 5 endings, all that stuff. But like when you see her standing in the doorway and Donnie Wahlberg is now chained to the bathroom and, you know, whatever. Yeah. She has a completely different haircut.
Oh, an absolutely different hair. Well, because most of the movies, she's got a horrible haircut.
It's this weird, like, teased out. It looks like she got fucking electrocuted on her way in. And she's just got this weird sort of like pixie-ish like bowl cut. She almost looks like Agnes Varda.
Got a weird like anime. Yeah. She kind of looks like an anime character before.
Yes,
yeah, definitely, dude. She's playing around with some Pokemon.
Oh, we better not insult it then.
And then, you know, she does the same like game over and closes the door on him.
And the last lines of this movie, because it's a good movie, is Donnie Wahlberg saying, you bitch, I'll get you, you bitch, or whatever. It's like he calls her a bitch like 40 times.
He's just, the last scene is just him screaming, you fucking bitch, over and over again.
You know,
those were his wedding vows, actually.
You know, Donnie's a hell of an improviser, and he improvised the whole ending to this movie.
We did 38 takes, and that was the only one that wasn't anti-Semitic. And it's just like he's screaming fucking bitch, and then it's just like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, get the chunky new metal. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun.
Donnie, take that again. Just really quick question though. What is it with your family and the Vietnamese? What was that about? What a tirade. My God, your whole family's against him, I guess.
They know what they did.
It's lucky we're making this movie in 2005 or whatever the fuck, and we don't really have phones that can film set freakouts just
I
yet.
should admit this now because I forget if I ever said it before on air.
You got beef with the Vietnamese?
No, I do not. I do not.
Oh, okay.
I love their food.
You're a pho fan?
I am.
Love it.
But Donnie Wahlberg scratched my dog's head.
Oh, wow.
Also,
oh, right. You were on like a plane with them one time?
I was on a plane with them. And
was this Epstein's plane?
It was not on Epstein's plane. I was never invited. Sadly, I never got the invite.
Okay.
But so he was in first class, of course, with Jenny McCarthy. And like one of the attendants was just like glued to him the whole time. It was just,
you want to see my Blue Bloods tattoo?
that's the thing. He kept on asking about Blue Bloods and like if Tom Selleck is nice. And so I get off this plane and I'm in the bathroom and I come out and there is Jenna McCarthy and fucking Donnie Wahlberg scratching my dog's head as my wife is waiting for me to get out of here.
You should have put your finger in his chest and said, "What are you doing to my dog?"
Hey,
hey, pervert.
Hey, are you trying to take the vaccinations away from my dog?
Hey, pervert, you trying to hang tough or what?
Yeah, that's the end of the movie. Chunky new metal. Let's get it.
Saw. Saw.
Twisted Pictures.
I feel like, you know what? You're making this Saw 2. We're having a nice extreme twisted time and everything. Why don't we end with a little bit of a blooper reel, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Sure.
Or at least
Why
like
the fuck not?
footage of them looking for the real needles inside the fake needle cave.
Oh, man.
Go full Lethal Weapon 4, where it's like a scrapbook, and why can't we be friends is playing in the background.
Absolutely, but it's fucking horrendous Saw 2, so it's that horrendous Smash Mouth cover.
Oh.
The color of your skin don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Man, fucking trash heap. Oh, god damn it. And I mean, here's the dumbest question of the night. Would anybody recommend this movie?
Oh, not on your life. It is. I mean, this is my second Saw film that I've seen because I saw the first one and I really hated it, and I was out immediately and I never bothered. But that one is so much better than this one. It's got artistic merit, at least. It's actually made by somebody that went on to make pretty great movies. And for that, it's sort of like historically interesting, even though I never need to see it again. Yada, yada, yada. It's a piece of shit, and it's mean and stupid. And it really thinks this twist makes the whole movie work, and it really does not.
Yeah, absolutely. Erik Siska?
Obviously, it's a no from me. I just my biggest problem with it, and I didn't go into the Saw verse either, but this movie's just boring. It's just dull, and the kills are dull and boring. Like, the needle pit is just stupid. I just don't. This franchise doesn't connect with me. If it connects with you, awesome.
Stabs.
Absolutely not. As I said, I don't like any of these movies. The first one had some sense of invention. I give it that. Like, all the little traps are pretty interesting. This one, you use like two of them that you've already used before, and like one kind of the needle pit is kind of interesting, I guess, even though it's not a trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I just kind of missed that. Like, there's no sense of like, ooh, this absolutely weird complex system I've built to like kill someone. It's like, oh yeah, this thing's gonna slice you, this thing's gonna blow up, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in line with all of you guys. This franchise never did it for me. The thing that I mean, the third movie, I sort of remember the ending to, because I tried at one point, because like catching all of a franchise is always kind of like a fascinating challenge for me. It's why I've seen all of those dreadful Hellraiser sequels, like just dreadful shit. But like, I didn't get through all of these. Like, I think when I was watching them, the only one that hadn't come out yet was like Saw 3D or something. So there's at least like 6 of them. I think I got sort of through 4 and it was like a green out and it's fine. But my question, Cabin, is do all of them end with like, and now here's the twist that sort of like makes the whole movie not make any sense at all?
They do all have twists, as I remember it, but I can't like. They're all very. Also, to Eric's point, they're all very boring. The one where you find out more about John Kramer is incredibly boring, and it takes forever to get to the point.
Right, because it's just him and his wife, and they're in court, and they're arguing about the kid. And they're versusing each other.
See, at least with a slasher, you can run away. There's a more open environment, but it's just boring when you're already caught.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So yeah, it's a big no all around, gang. But we had a fun time talking about it. We had a fun time talking through all of the Spooktacular. It was a complete and total blast. If you want more Spooktacular action, if you can't get enough of us talking about horror movies,
Andrew, what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
guys, can we get one more going? 2.
What's that?
Two.
Two. Excellent point, Kevin. Excellent. We don't want to go out without that. Thank you very much.
What is the 2 we have on Patreon, our bonus episode for the month?
That is a episode on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Which is a recommend, by the way.
It's a total recommend. It's out now. We got that going. We got Animation Damnation. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, that depressing piece of cinema.
That's right.
We got that going.
We got a commentary track on Evil Dead 2, which is awesome. And Eric's done some really cool YouTube clips to sync up to that. That gives you a little taste of what you're missing.
Yeah, check out a preview on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WeHateMovies, and you'll find oodles of goodness over there, like our previous mailbag episodes that are video.
Absolutely. They're all there. Check out all of that stuff. And if you missed it, last week we did the October mailbag live on the air on YouTube and on Twitch and on Twitter. But you can still find it. Just go to our YouTube channel and check that out. If you missed our letter reading live on the air, there it is. The audio version of that, sometime before the live November mailbag, we'll get that to you. But so it has been an excellent Spooktacular. I have to say, I think gimmicky Spooktaculars may be the way to go for a while. We'll see what we can come up with next year. But speaking of gimmicky shit, as always here on We Hate Movies, next Tuesday, there's already another episode ready to rock and roll for you. We kick off November. Steve Sadak, you want to give a little preview of what the hell we're doing?
We're having a little bit of an election, some fun on election day, because that's the only fun you'll ever have. As your asshole is as tight as a drum that entire day, you might have some fun listening to My Fellow Americans, because we got a theme month. And what is the theme month, everybody? So somebody else, I don't want to take the thing.
It's Brimsgiving.
It's Brimsgiving. We're doing all in the honor of our fallen friend Wilford Brimley. All month dedicated to movies with Wilford Brimley in them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So what is next week's episode again?
My Fellow Americans. Did I miss that?
That is right. No, you didn't mess anything up, Steve. You said it, and I totally forgot. And then when you said it again, I was like, that's right. He already said
Gotcha.
it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Have another beer, you fucking lush. Yeah, My Fellow Americans, a movie that I will say I've seen no less than 10 times.
Wow. Right there.
Anybody first time in My Fellow Americans?
That'll be me tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Oh.
No, I've seen it before, and I got to say, scarier than Saw 2.
Yeah, most definitely, dude. It's a real dad for noon terror fest, that's for sure. So the Spooktacular has been a lot of fun. We'll see this theme song next year, of course. Always hate to put it to bed, so you'll get it one more time here in just a few seconds. But until next week with My Fellow Americans, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Erik Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Sometimes that is what
Zombies have entered the building. They're at the door. They're coming in. They're coming in.
It is time to keep your appointment with the Wickham Man. Keep your appointment with the Wickham Man.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
You sick fucks. You've seen one too many now.
Now, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What an excellent day for an exorcist. An excellent day for an exorcist.
That was a HeadGum podcast.